I feel like it's been more than 1 week since you've been here for some reason. I don't know what it's about. I think it's because we didn't record earlier this week because we're going to do Marvel ToeCon, but it just seems like way longer than normal right now.
Well, a lot has happened over the weekend, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because the last time I was here, you had to go get some ramens.
Oh, yeah. And now the ramen place has lines at 9 o'clock in the evening. All right, welcome back to the RageSelect podcast. RageSelect, I'm Jeff.
And
I'm sad that my ramen I was really like, oh, it's open till 10. I'm like, you know what? The normies don't go out in the middle of the night. I can go get ramen at 9. No one respectable eats dinner after 9 p.m. And it's like, fuck, it's still trendy. It's a
trendy place.
Fucking trendy place. And
you gotta wait for the trend to die down.
And I'm too much of a wiener to be like, hey, can I have special treatment, please? I came here before it was cool.
I know all of you guys.
I know you guys by name. I brought you whiskey at your grand opening.
Let's hang out. Just bring me ramen when you do.
Anyway, those are my crosses to bear. We have other crosses this week for the podcast. There's a lot of news. It's still a lot of Microsoft and Sony news. It's still a lot of that, but we have a few other things that are mixed in that I think are going to be fun to talk about. But before we get to that, Michael, I watched 2 movies last week, and they were both kind of disappointing to me.
Which ones were they?
I watched Evil Dead Burn, and I watched Disclosure Day.
Oh, I've heard very bad things about Disclosure Day.
Motherfuck Disclosure Day. I swear to God. You know when they took the guns out of the guy's hands in ET and they put the fucking the walkie-talkies in instead? There is a scary organization full of dudes dressed in black with fucking SUVs with lights on them, some kind of paramilitary group. They're supposed to keep everybody in the world from knowing about the fucking secrets and the disclosure of Disclosure Day. And they will not pull out guns and shoot the main characters. The main characters have some bullshit powers that are stupid, and they just keep not killing them. Like, there's a point at the end where they could really just pull out guns and gun them down in the middle of like the room. And it's like, I thought your whole thing was to not let the thing that's happening happen. And you're all standing here with guns, and fucking Colin, what's his face, is just like, no, it's okay. Let's just let them do the thing that we're specifically not supposed to let them do.
It's Firth, right? The guy from
Colin Firth. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. I guess that was a little bit of a spoiler. I don't don't watch that movie, man. That fucking movie blows.
The pitch meeting for it is hilarious. If you guys have never watched Pitch Meeting, because there's a joke that he makes about that where they're like, yeah, they were like all these paramilitary guys and they have them around. It sounds like it'd be difficult to get out. No, they just sort of go out the back door.
They just keep running away. Like there's one point. I'm gonna be real here. Like these guys, like they have the technology to track them down anywhere on the planet, and when they do, they show up. Like there's one point where they're in a hotel, and these motherfuckers show up at the hotel, and like I swear to you, Michael, like 20 fucking Chevy muscle cars like come into the parking lot, and they're all black, and a bunch of guys in black with machine guns and helmets. They all jump out. And one of them goes out through the window in the bathroom, and it's like, did you guys not put anybody behind this place? This is like you guys are the Keystone Cops in this fucking thing. Like, there's one point where it's like, shoot these motherfuckers, will you? Like, everybody only has a pistol, and nobody can shoot very well. And like, there's only one guy. There's this one guy in the bad guys who's like, I'm gonna shoot these motherfuckers. Everybody else is like having fucking empathy fits, and they're like, I don't know if I should. That lady's talking about things my mom said before she died. And the one guy's like, we're supposed to shoot them, right? Kill them. Kill these bitches. Yeah, I don't know. I fucking hated it. It kept pretending like things were going to happen, and it's one of those movies that ends right before, like, with a fucking, like, cut to black. It's the end of The Sopranos, where something is about to happen, and then the movie is over, and I was like, you can eat all my dicks, movie. On the other hand... Evil Dead Burn was trying so hard to connect to Evil Dead Rise that I was like, but why?
Oh, okay.
And it had 2 post-credit sequences.
Really?
And in one of them I was like, I mean, okay, yeah, I had expected that to be a part of the movie, but then I guess it's just a stinger. And then the last one was like, wait, what? And I had to like look up. I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I was like, oh, it's from the last movie. It wasn't as good as Rise.
Okay.
It was a lot of setup. and a lot of setup of like, this family is not very functional before the Deadites show up to start being assholes to people. Once they did, there was some really fun stuff. It was incredibly gory. It's a lot of Deadite stuff, but it just took a long time to get there. And I don't know. I expected more. I expect more from you, Evil Dead franchise.
Well, that is one of the things I've heard about Evil Dead Burn. Because here's the thing about Evil Dead Burn that I've heard is it's not the worst movie. It's not a bad movie per se.
No.
But it's just if you compare
I'm
it
just
to
disappointed.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If you compare it to literally every other Evil Dead before it, then it is the most disappointing of them all.
Yeah,
and that's like not a bad thing overall when you consider it in the franchise overall.
Yep.
But it does make me worried about like later down the line type of thing because I've never heard of a bad Evil Dead movie.
Yeah,
like it's never happened.
It's not bad. It's just not good or like not great. It's only on the medium side of good, and that's like, oh, okay. Because I was really surprised when I watched Rise how much I liked it. I was like,
Rise
oh shit,
is awesome.
I really like that movie.
It's also pretty fucking uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Whereas this one, it was interesting. I don't know. It might have tried to spend too much time connecting to. I don't know. It might have just spent too much time up its own ass, but. It did have some fun parts, and it did do some of the gory Evil Dead stuff that we all know and love. There was some definite body, like, fuck.
There's a part in the trailer that they keep showing over and over again about the dishwasher, and I'm like, why are you guys loading your dishwasher like that?
Who puts fondue progs in the dishwasher? Point up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I kept watching it. I'm like, no one should ever do that.
That's right. The most unrealistic thing in the movie. Demons from hell. I could believe that, but the fucking dishwasher loaded like that.
I keep pointing at it to people, being like, "This is why I don't do that." Because what if the Deadites attack me?
Right.
I'm gonna be like, "See, motherfuckers, I'm safe."
You know, I don't know. See, here's the thing. When I also don't relate because I'm a single man, so I don't have that many dishes to do. It takes me like a full week to get my dishwasher like 70% of the way full. So then I go to my parents' house and I watch them as they load what seems like 3 times as many dishes as I own into one cycle of the dishwasher. It's like all the glasses are on top, and there's pots on top of the glasses, and there's like plates, and there's just fucking like spatulas laid horizontally everywhere, and I'm like, I don't think that's safe. They're like, it's fine, and apparently it is. But
I miss my dishwasher. My dishwasher hasn't worked in a very long time.
Oh man,
which is why I'm safe from the Deadites.
There you go. You don't have to fear the Evil Dead at all. Anyway. Evil Dead Rise, I think, is fine to catch on streaming. I really wouldn't pay any money for it.
He means Burn, by the way, not
Burn.
Rise. Rise is fantastic.
Rise is great. Go watch Rise. Burn. If you wanted to have a double feature, you can watch Burn. I think it's just not quite as good. And it's more that I let myself get hyped up, even though it was like 10 points lower on all the review scores, and that's about what it is. It's not an 80, it's a 70, right? And like that's what it is. And fuck Disclosure Day. God damn it. It made me so mad when I got to the end and I was like, I gotta watch it. Like 2 hours and change, and I had to watch it like 3 segments, and I finally got to the end at like 11:45 last night, and I was like, that was it? That was all there was? I thought that E.T. and Close Encounters had pissed me off with their bullshit, but this is even worse. Fuck you, Spielberg. But that's my fault. I should not have watched a Spielberg movie. I don't like them very much.
He hasn't made a movie that I've really loved in a long time.
Yep. I didn't watch the Slendermans or whatever, Meet the Enderman or whatever. The was the one, it was like autobiographical where he's got the family.
Oh,
and he's the kid.
The one that he made?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember the name of it now because now you got me thinking about a Slender Man fighting an Enderman.
Something along those lines. Here, you tell people what you saw, and I'll look up the name of the thing and then shout it directly at the wrong time.
So I saw easily one of my favorite things I've seen ever, which was the new Spider-Man film.
Oh, yeah. You watch a Spider-Man movie? I find that preposterous.
Yeah, absolutely. So I watched Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep. This movie was so fucking hard to get a good seat for.
Oh.
Because I watched it on a Thursday, and I had to look at like 12 different showings before I found seats that didn't suck. And so once I found it, I was like, great, I'm going to watch this movie, and I'm going to see what I think. Because I'm going to be like, well, all my friends say it's incredible, but what do I think? And I'm like, no, that movie was fucking amazing.
Okay.
It is my favorite Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. Hands down.
Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi.
The Sam Raimi one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it blows everything after Spider-Man 2 Sam Raimi out of the water.
So you think it was better than the last one?
I thought it was better than damn near everything since Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's I mean, from you, that's high praise, because I know that I'm a little bit more judgmental about the Spider-Man stuff, but you have the
I'm very judgmental about it, but especially because I didn't like any of the Andrew Garfield films. Like I liked him as a Spider-Man, but I didn't like any of the films themselves.
Right.
Spider-Man 3 is just okay.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy, as people call it.
Yeah.
It's got its, like, I like Homecoming fine for what it is. But there was a lot of like just Tony Stark ass shit going on in it.
Sure.
Far From Home was like the ultimate Iron Man Jr. ass thing that I'm like, I don't really care for this fucking movie.
I didn't like that movie at all.
No Way Home was fan service to the movie,
right?
Which is why I liked it.
But it was also one of the first ones, which was good. Like it was one of the first times that they decided to shove. This is before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. And it was a fun idea of like, look, why don't we celebrate the last chunk of Spider-Man?
What was the fucking DC movie where they brought Michael Keaton back in?
Oh, The Flash.
Was that a Flash?
Yeah, The Flash is
good lord.
The Flash is what No Way Home could have been.
Right.
And that's a terrifying thought. Because No Way Home is actually not a bad film. It's just that like you have to really have a love for all of those things for you to like it.
Yeah.
If you just show that movie to somebody randomly, they'll be like, I don't understand why this is exciting at all type of thing. It's just a bunch of random bullshit that happens. Which is true. It is just a bunch of random bullshit that happens.
Why did you bring Willem Dafoe to your universe? You lived in a universe without Willem Dafoe, and then you brought a Willem Dafoe in?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
And he went crazy? Of course that was going to happen. He's Willem Dafoe. No, but I thought that Brand New Day was just so much more like Spider-Man that I've seen him in quite some time.
Okay.
It's so much more street level. It's also very practical. A lot of the stuff is more practically done. It was the first time in a long ass time I looked at Spider-Man and went, no, that's a man in a suit and not a CGI fucking person again. Because that was one of my issues with Homecoming and on the other ones. Because you'd see behind the scenes footages of those movies and it's like him just wearing fucking 3D mocap suit shit.
Oh,
he looked like mocap from Mortal Kombat. Like literally. And I was always bothered by that in behind the scenes footage. Where this one behind the scenes footage is him in a Spider-Man suit. Okay. And you're like, I can see every fucking curvature on this man. This is a real person type of thing. And there's a lot of great sequences, some great fucking action sequences. The using of other characters from Marvel actually serves a purpose instead of them just going, look, it's Iron Man.
Right.
He's over there. Instead, he's like, hey, I'm going to go talk to this character about a very specific thing that they have so I can figure out what I want to do with this thing. And that character has very normal advice to talk to him about it, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then it's the same with, as is in all the trailers, of course, The Punisher.
Yeah.
And he's like, they make this great relationship between the two. And part of it's because the two of the actors are actually friends.
Yeah.
According to Tom Holland, John Bernthal helped him with his Spider-Man edition, and he helped John Bernthal with his Punisher edition.
Oh, okay, nice.
And so the two of them have this like repertoire, and so they're just fucking around with each other the entire movie.
Okay,
and it works. You're just like, I want to see this entire movie that's just these two fucking characters.
So let me. I mean, I just want to like nail this down because I was talking with Amanda. Amanda watched it as well and thought it was really good. One of the fears that I had going into this was we watched the trailers for this thing, and it's like, I remember what happened in the last movie where Spider-Man is like, I need to wipe out everybody's memory of Spider-Man, including my best friend and my girlfriend, because they're too much in trouble. And then you watch the trailers for this new movie, and he's like, man, I gotta make my girlfriend remember who I am. It's like, bitch, you fucking fuck Dr. Octopus to make that shit stop. Like, why are you doing this? But then Amanda told me that like that's actually that the trailers probably made it look way more than it was in the actual movie.
Oh no, 100%. Because the actual thing involving his friends is actually the most heartbreaking thing about the entire movie.
Okay.
Type of thing. Because it isn't about him being like, I'm gonna go find them and I'm gonna remind them who I am.
Yeah.
Type of thing. It's more just like it's clear that he's just depressed as fuck.
Okay, all right.
Because like the opening of the movie is part of the trailer.
This is why it's good, like Spider-Man 2 is because he's also depressed in this movie.
Well, because it's another story, kind of like Spider-Man 2, where it's like choosing between Peter and Spider-Man.
Okay,
but accidentally the opposite almost than what Spider-Man 2 was doing, almost exactly. But I really, really, really enjoyed it. The only downside I would have for it is that there was this great thing where they were like, we're gonna have all these villains, and I'm like, Yeah, you did, but you didn't at the same time, and I was kind of hoping for more from some of these people.
Okay.
But then when the actual antagonists of the film, I was only slightly disappointed by what had happened, but at the same time, as I mentioned, everyone in the movie feels like they serve a purpose, and they're not like, it's not done for like fan servicey reasons.
Okay.
Type of thing. 'Cause there's a lot of weird things that happen throughout it.
So
but I generally love it.
It has a beginning and a middle and an end.
Yes.
Growth. Does growth? Yes.
Got a lot of growth.
Themes? Does it have themes?
It's got a lot of themes.
Okay, well, fine. I'm in. I'm just tired of watching movies with no beginning, no end, and no theme and no growth.
Oh, and the only other thing that was disappointed by, because this is actually very stupid, is that Keith David, he's in the trailer for one of them where he's talking about the life cycle of a spider. That's literally all he does the entire movie.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't ever see him. It's just Peter watching a video about somebody talking about the life cycle of a spider.
Okay,
It's just Keith David going, spiders. And I'm like, okay, what was the point of that?
The Fablemans.
But the Fablemans, that's what it's called.
Fablemans. Okay, well, that sounds great. I mean, I'm not going to watch it in the theater, but I'll definitely watch it when it comes to home
highly
video.
recommend it.
I don't know. I don't go to the theater for anything.
I also have the Fortnite skins of them already.
I also watched that stupid Reincarnated as a Slime movie got put on Crunchyroll.
Oh, dude?
As some bullshit. And I was watching it on Saturday, and I was drinking it as I was watching it, and a horrifying realization came to me 3 beers in where I was like, oh, I don't like this movie. Oh, shit. Well, but I've only got like 45 minutes left, so I might as well get drunk and finish it. And then I got to the end, I was like, I should have just turned it off and started watching Star Wars Visions or Cleavitas or something.
That's the secret nowadays, Jeff. We all realize we can turn things off or leave if we don't like things anymore.
I know, but the show itself is really good, but all their movies are fucking vanilla tepid tap water. Like they're all just kind of bite.
That's what I feel about the original 4 Dragon Ball movies. I don't mean the Z movies, by the way, guys. The original 4 Dragon Ball movies.
Yeah.
They're mostly terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of stuff that's not terrible, let's jump in. We had a Direct. We're not starting with Nintendo or Sony because we had a Nintendo Direct for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave last week.
I did say we're not starting with Nintendo, ironically.
Did I say that?
You said Nintendo or Sony?
Oh, Microsoft or Sony. Sorry, everybody. My brain.
It was all the Fableman's fault.
Yeah, it's the Fablemans. I was thinking too hard about them Fablemans. Right. So I feel like we've seen some stuff about this, but there's never been a big deep dive into this game.
I forgot they were doing a Fire Emblem Direct eventually.
Yeah.
Because when they announced the game, they announced they're doing a Direct for it way later down the line.
Yeah. And that's what this is. And it's interesting because they go over, I don't know, it's weird. There's going to be some stuff in here. From the trailer, we knew that this was like a coliseum. Like the framing device for this is you've got this coliseum where they're having these like war games, and the guy that runs the place will grant one wish to whoever wins the games. And then you've got these 4 protagonists, and one of them is an anime kid. He's literally just an anime kid.
He's the most anime kid I've seen in quite some time, especially compared to everyone else.
Yeah, his dad was unjustly put in jail, and he wants to get him back. The second guy, here, I'll just pause here. The second guy is Alucard from fucking Symphony of the Night.
He looks just like him.
And he is just your stereotypical, like, I love to fight, and I want to fight an even stronger challenger to test my mettle. So he's on a boat, and then he, like, washes up on the shore of the island, and then he finds out there's a tournament. He's like, bitch, I'm going to the tournament. The other two, the third one is weird. She's, like, the head of this religious organization that worships the goddess of death that like everybody hates.
Interesting.
So she's there to kind of try to like make it better, like make it so that people don't hate the deity she worships so much.
Yeah, they wanted to spread the good word.
Yeah. And she does that with her giant fucking knockers. And then
great tracts of land, they said.
That's right. And then the last lady is like, oh, my father was killed by a guy, and I heard that he's going to this tournament, so I've come for revenge with my loot. She's like a bard with my loot and my stuff. So you've got 4 anime as shit protagonists outside of the weird death lady. The
anime guy is also kind of dressed like Link from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. it's very strange. It's very strange. But so anyway, you go through and they're all coming to the tournament, and then the way it's set up is it looks like they're going to be doing the thing. Looks like everybody's going to have a prologue, and then you're going to have this thing where there's a tournament match set up, and you've got 60 days until that happens, and so you can go do social links, grind up with battles in the wild, get new equipment, blah 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 blah, level up your blah 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 blah, and then you got to fight the big thing, kind of like Persona or some of the other stuff where there's like a milestone that you've got to do in order to continue forward. Pretty bog standard, right? Like, you can recruit allies. You could have a tea party with your allies. You can give gifts to people to try to get them on your side. You can have social links, which, they even show that, like, when your characters are close together and they have a high social link, they get, like, bonuses and stuff. Blah, 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 blah. The big thing is that the feel of it is a lot more like, I don't know, kind of Middle East coded or kind of desert.
I can see,
like
it's
Arabian.
It's a much more, because the Colosseum itself is like,
Grecian,
the Italian almost Colosseum, but also they're very clearly like in a deserty Arab type situation,
right?
Because even though the boy himself kind of reminds me more of an Arab type.
Instead of just anime spikes, he's got kind of like short dreadlock anime spikes.
And one lady looks more like she would belong in fucking Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
But then the other guy, for like you said, looks like a fucking Castlevania character.
Yeah,
like everybody's just a weird mishmash of things.
Yep. It looks like they've expanded a little bit on some of the classes. Like they go over, like, you're the swordsman and the pikeman. They've got like the gauntlet class. Archers and mages and all that bullshit. They do, though, talk about how, like, there's this one lady that's been in this trailer that everybody's, like, focused on, and she's a nun with a gun, Michael.
Yeah, she just has a gun.
She has a gun. That is a gauntlet. That's a gauntlet? That's a gauntlet weapon, so it only attacks, like, from right next to the other person.
Oh,
but
goodness.
It just looks like a fucking gun.
Yeah, it just looks like a handgun that she has. The power of friendship and this gun I found.
So that's a thing. Everybody's like, okay, I guess we're just like... You can also have a fist weapon that is a gun, apparently.
Are you a time traveler? What's happening here?
I don't know. Okay, we can't spend too long on this because we do have to get to some other stuff before we finish up. So let me go over some of the stuff that's interesting. There's also these blaze arts where the characters can sacrifice their health in order to do super attacks, basically. Yeah. Everybody has a different one. But here's one of the things there's a couple of things in here that I think are really interesting. One, there is a bird that you can go to that allows you to switch between the 4 different protagonists.
Oh, so you can do all 4 stories.
So you can do all 4 stories in the same playthrough outside of having to, like, because I got to the end of Kingdom Hearts of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and they were like, "Yeah, don't you want to go back and do one of the other houses?" And I was like, "No, those guys are my enemies. Fuck those guys."
Remember the completion for it was like 100 billion hours
or
something.
So fucking long,
something ridiculous.
So the idea was like they probably looked at the metrics and they were like, only 1% of people ever played all the way through this game 3 times over again.
Because that shit's really difficult.
Yeah, so that's cool. It looks like they've expanded the stuff you can do outside. They've got like a world map that kind of looks like a Final Fantasy tactics map, where they got like little. You can go to like different like specified points that have little encounters and different things. But I showed Michael one of the things that you can do is you can go into dungeons, and it looks like there's a whole different interface for dungeons where you're running around third person like you're in a Persona game, and then when you get into a battle, it's just a turn-based Final Fantasy battle. It's no tactics at all. It's just your guys line up on one side and the monsters line up on the other side and do your thing.
Yeah, Nintendo's like all the games.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Which I'm like, okay, that's nice, because sometimes when you're playing Fire Emblem, you get tired of just doing the same fucking turn tactics battle over and over and over and over and over again.
Eventually, yeah.
So that's an interesting thing. They also have the different characters have big buffs that they can do out on the map, like different skills that they can do to, like, unveil enemies or buff your party or whatever. And yeah, so that all happened, and then at the very end, I was like, okay, well, that seems like a Fire Emblem-ass Fire Emblem game. Like,
we didn't even mention that one of the characters is just so cross-eyed.
Oh yeah, He looks like what's his name, Marty Feldman.
Yeah,
he looks like Marty Feldman from Young Frankenstein.
It just caught me off guard because it's just like he was showing it to me and then he popped up and I was like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
you told me Steve Buscemi from that one movie, sir.
He's one of the guys that's with the I Love to Fight guy. He's like a retainer or something for him. So then at the end of this, and I was a little bit trepidatious about whether to talk about this, but like it's part of the key art for the game.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to know anything, I don't know, maybe skip forward by like 5 minutes or something. But
this character's all shown at the beginning of the direct.
Yes. So then they showed that there's a time skip, and most of the Fire Emblems have had a time skip. I don't know about Engage because I never played much of that.
I don't even remember which one that one was.
Is they have like blue and red hair, and then you equip the different.
Oh, the dragons one.
You equip the different characters from the older games, like stands.
Oh, I think actually that wasn't the dragons one. I don't remember which one that. I know which one it is, but I don't remember what. I don't remember if there's a time skip or not.
It was really weird. I don't know if there's a time skip either, but in this one, the time skip is like, oh, it's the post-apocalypse. Like the demons have come out and they're trying to destroy the entire world. The 4 heroes are gone, and you're playing as like this messenger of the Lord.
It was like 5 years after this plot itself that we've seen so far,
and like and you're also not strong enough to do anything. So what you can do is you can go back in time and change the past with the 4 protagonists in order to get them on your side and or bring them forward to help you in the final battle with the Demon King. And I'm like, okay. I mean, but like from what I know about Fire Emblem games, it seems like what you're going to get your bespoke, or not bespoke, but you get to choose the gender. Your player protagonist is going to come up like 85 hours into the game.
Yeah,
like,
if you're doing all the stories together, it's going to take you a long time to get to your not a creative character per se, but your character avatar.
I don't know.
But the game did say you can do it by yourself if you want to.
Right.
But it's very difficult.
Right.
But time travel and stuff, you might as well take a hold of that.
You got that for sickos, the sickos that start Breath of the Wild and then just run directly into the castle and fucking
all in his underwear type guy,
parry Ganon until he dies.
And I bet you this is their way of like, well, you can now beat the game not just by doing a playthrough with like every character, but like you can do it with only recruiting one of them back, or 2 of them back, or all 4 of them, or none of them type of thing.
Or it could be one of those things where. It could be one of those things that fucks me up, Michael, where it's like, well, if you just play normally, you're only really going to be able to get like 2 of these characters because the other 2 don't like those 2 characters, and you have to do this one specific hard thing in order to get their fucking alignment as high as possible in order to be able to recruit all 4 of them. I don't know. But all that looks great to me. I'm totally down for that. Something to play on my Switch too. It's coming September 17th, so it's not that far off. I don't know. I feel like I've just been yipping and yapping. What do you think about all that?
I think it looks like some Fire Emblem, but with a caveat of like some, post-apocalyptic future Trunks storyline type thing, which hilariously enough I've seen twice this year. This is the second time I've seen this year. If I had a nickel for every time, it's surprisingly that I have 2 nickels.
Can I just make everybody have guns? Can I just outfit my entire party with guns?
That would be
just
really funny.
Everybody fucking so I started blasting.
Just an entire gun class.
That's right.
No, it's a very interesting one, and I like the protagonist design quite a bit. There is this silver, like hopeful looking character, and they can turn into an owl, or what was that?
I think that it was like a little. It's not an owl, but it's like a little white bird. And that white bird was earlier. They said that's the bird you go to switch between the different characters.
Oh.
So I think they might have been baking that mechanic into the game.
Sense, yeah. Interesting.
Which seems weird that they would then tell you about it, but then also I feel like, well, this is one of those cases where I can't trust my players to not get bored after 65 hours and just be like, I'm done. You got to give them like something to strive for. And also, wouldn't it be weird if you put these 2 motherfuckers on the front of a box and you start playing the game and you're like, where are these 2 motherfuckers? And you just keep playing. You're like, when are these fucking motherfuckers coming into the store? I'm like trying to find out who killed this lady's dad, but like there's these 2 characters on the very front of the box. They're in the middle.
That are clearly the ones I'm supposed to be eventually.
Right.
Yeah, that's fucking fast. I am fascinated by that very idea. But I'm happy that Fire Emblem feels comfortable enough to do something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's been long enough that Fire Emblem is back in a place where it's popular again.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was Fire Emblem. Good news. Now let's switch to some. I don't know if it's good news, but
I doubt it.
Probably not. This was fast. Last week, basically that $55 billion EA deal, done.
Very quickly.
Like, just done. Like,
it turns out it was a DLC pack.
That's right. It was like a week ago, last week, I think Amanda and I were talking about how it was in Europe. The European Union had looked at it and said, like, we have no reason to block this, or
they looked at EA and they're like, does people still care about EA?
Yeah. Well, they looked at it and they specifically said, they were like, well, this doesn't change any of the playing field. It's just a difference in who owns the company.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not like EA has been like, the fucking ultimate at anything in a very long time.
Yep. And so this is a $55 billion sale. For anybody who doesn't remember, this is mostly the Saudi investment fund, along with, I don't know, part of this is like a VC firm, and then Jared Kushner, who I was reading the story, and apparently like the only reason Jared Kushner has investment money is because the Saudis gave him a shitload of money, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's just more of that. It's just more of that.
It's just a Saudi thing. It's all Saudi, all the way up and down.
And yeah, they I'm sure they just want this shit because of fucking soccer and football and the EA Sports. Like,
yeah, that's their main. That was one of their breads and butter. And Saudi Arabia is also very much a place that loves that sort of thing too, and might as well get a hold of that shit. And also, EA has gotten some very big licenses over the years.
Yeah,
so it'd be a good way of like maybe trying to get big licenses to come back to be like, hey, we all sold this money now. We could probably make a big fucking FIFA game again, type of thing.
You would think that they would have all this money, but they're also taking on like $20 billion worth of leverage debt.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's true. Which means they're probably gonna make everybody become DJs or something.
Which leads into they literally, there was a report saying that the here's a quote from a Bloomberg report, quote, the publisher has told debt investors that it will cut $700 million in annual costs, including $170 million in organizational efficiencies.
Oh, God.
That means people. That means people that get fired.
Yeah.
So you got to say, okay, you're going to cut $170 million worth of employees, and then you're going to cut $530 million, which probably means that like BioWare's getting sold, or
a lot of things are either going to get sold or dissolved.
Right. Yeah. Criterion, maybe. I don't know. Criterion's working on Battlefield. I think they like Battlefield right now.
Well, they're one of the only things they're probably hang on to because they made money.
Yeah. But definitely whoever was working on Split Fiction, I don't know, whatever Joseph Ferris, whatever deal he has with them, that shit ain't going forward. Like, whatever he's doing it somewhere else.
If anything, he needs to find out where to go now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
They also
I'm worried about like all the EA games that were announced that they keep saying, I promise they're being made.
Right.
That we haven't seen anything for since, like the Iron Man game.
Oh.
And, what was it? That Captain America Black Panther game? Was that them? I can't remember if that was them or not.
Shit, I don't even know. I do know though that there was a story, or there was a reporting that they have put the EA Sports guy is now the head creative officer of the entire place.
Oh, no. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess like no Captain America Black Panther game. I guess like that is that is the section of EA. Yeah, Marvel 1943: The Rise of Hydra is. No, that's being published by PlayOn.
Okay, that's surprising. But they are doing the Iron Man game, at least.
Yeah.
That I know of.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it and like, okay, I mean, maybe this is like when we talk about the PlayStation digital-only disc thing. Like, let's get down to brass tacks. EA makes their money on fucking Madden. EA makes their money on EAFC.
Yeah.
Like, the Split Fiction doesn't do shit. Like, Mass Effect, Dragon Age hasn't done shit in a long time.
No, they and the last attempt at Dragon Age wasn't doing great, and then the only other thing they had going for them they lost a long time ago, which was the Star Wars license.
Yep. Well, Battlefield 6 is huge, best-selling game
and that
of
was
last year.
Pure luck, in my opinion.
Yep. And then The Sims, I'm sure, is just a fucking cash register with the DLCs they put out.
It costs like a house to get all the Sims DLC.
Yeah. You put all the Sims DLC in your card on Steam, and see, you can come back to me and tell me what that's all about.
No.
But then anything else I think that they're working on that's in there, if they have any indie teams, I don't even know though if they have any. I mean, you say that Iron Man team, I just assume that shit was vaporware until I see a trailer, man.
At this point, yeah.
You guys can tell me whatever you want to, but show me a trailer or get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Is Respawn under them?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's one that I'm worried about now too.
Yep. They will probably. I mean, at the height of Apex, they probably were doing better, but right now, I guess they had that one Star Wars game that was pretty good, or the Jedi.
The Jedi ones.
Jedi Fallen or whatever.
They already canceled the one other one they were working on.
True.
The first person shooter one.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's almost certainly going to be. I'm going to be back here before the year is out to tell you about how like 700 people at EA just got fired.
Oh, 100%.
And they're also one of those companies that's been making that noise about just like, yeah, we'll just use AI for whatever, it's fine, and let's fire people and replace them with AI, even though I have yet to see an instance where that seems like it works.
No, it hasn't worked once, but I'm not even say there was a word. EA hasn't been interesting since they stopped being called Electronic Arts.
Yeah.
Because when they're still called Electronic Arts, people were like, well, I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah.
And then they shortened to EA, and then it slowly just went downhill from there.
I mean, it was like I played the beta for Battlefield 6, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I'll play Battlefield. And it's like, hey, it's out. I was like, all right, let's do some videos. And I did some videos, and they're like, okay, you want to play Battlefield? I was like, no, that's all right.
I'm good.
I'm fine.
This is cool and all, but like, it's still not my bag.
That game's a goddamn meat grinder, and I'm just not interested in living my life like that. I'd rather go fight in the arena in Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Be the hero of my story. Be the anime-ass hero of my story than just fucking like, in Battlefield.
I would love for this to be like a nice beginning for EA, for somebody to look at their many franchises they have had under them,
yeah,
and just start making those again.
Yep.
But it's hard to tell with this sort of thing, because hilariously enough, when a company takes over, sometimes you end up getting new entries and stuff you really wanted to get new entries on, purely because whoever bought them was like, why don't we just do that?
Right.
But it always comes down to like a bunch of people being fired before that ever happens.
I think
that's the thing that sucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be for the next few years. They're just going to be cranking out the easy money, and then cutting to the bone everywhere else. And then maybe once they start chiseling down some of that debt, they can start looking at bringing more stuff in. But then, let's go back to when you and I were talking about Xbox, and I'll say the same thing to the audience that I said about Xbox, where it's like, it's not like EA has been like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next fucking EA game to come out. I don't give a shit about EA. I don't play Madden. I don't really care about Battlefield. Like, those are, I'm glad that there's a Battlefield for fucking Jason to play, but it's not like I'm playing it. And, they're not making Star Wars games. I don't give a shit about Apex. I don't play The Sims. So the games they have that are interesting to me is relatively small. So it's like, oh no, they're going to ruin EA. And I'm like, EA was ruined a long fucking time ago, you guys.
Yeah, you know who ruined EA? It was EA.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If anything, don't you remember there was that time where they're like, hey, you guys can buy us, and everyone was like, no.
Yeah. So the CEO of Arrowhead, strangely enough, that Shams Georgiani, I still don't know how to say his name.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Came out basically say that he hopes that EA won't become a sequel and mega franchise machine. Quote, the industry needs business diversity as much as it needs creative diversity. The more studios and publishers operating at different scales, taking different bets, the healthier games get. EA's portfolio has always had that range. Battlefield, The Sims, and Mass Effect are some of my favorite blockbusters of the last 15 years, but so are Split Fiction and Unravel and classics like Command & Conquer Generals and SimCity 2000 that still hold up. This deal is consolidation, no question, and I wonder whether new ownership optimizes for the safe bet, more sequels, more mega franchises over that breadth. Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
That's the thing, is as much as I would love for that to still be the norm, I doubt it highly.
Yeah.
And not because of, ironically, not because of the Saudi, just because of EA in general.
Yeah. If they hadn't got bought, I would just assume that they were going to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. As always, I would love it if getting bought by the Saudi investment fund brought in a new renaissance of EA, and I got to play Dead Space 4 and fucking Dante's Inferno 2, and they brought back Burnout for some reason. But I don't think any of that shit's gonna. And the new Mass Effect is good.
Yeah, as much as I would love for all of those things to happen.
Yeah,
I generally doubt it.
I just really don't. From what I know, I'm sorry, but I can't see any scenario where that works out. Well, speaking of PlayStation stuff, let's talk about a few things going over at PlayStation. We got the ESRB for Marvel's Wolverine, and you know how sometimes the ESRBs are very specific about what's in the game.
Yeah,
and so there's a lot of about like the hacking and the slashing and the dismembering and the blood and the guts and blah 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 blah. But down here at the bottom, there's one line that says a handful of sequences briefly depict a character's exposed buttocks. So, do we want to take bets now? Are these Wolverine's buttocks? Are these Reaver buttocks? Are these Lady Deathstrike's buttocks? Omega Red perhaps gets his fucking pants ripped off, and there's a strategically placed tentacle in front of the front, and then he turns around and you see his cheeky sides. It's probably just going to be Wolverine, but
I would like for there to be a secret blob reveal, and it's just his ass, and you're just like,
It's just Callisto for some reason. I don't know, man. Some people are into that.
All you hear is Wolverine sneaking around, and somebody says, nothing can stop the blob, and he turns around, there's just a giant ass in his face. It's like, fuck.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. I would love it. But yeah, it's probably just going to be a cutscene where Wolverine fucking,
probably,
gets
out of the shower or something.
Or done banging Jean, and he's got to put his pants on.
Or his pants explode or something.
Fucking rocket launcher hits him in the dick, and his pants fly off, and you see his butt. So... Anyway, that's fun. I thought we would do a little bit of fun before we went back into the horror show. So, Sony has put out a specific statement about the whole disc thing. No, that's not true. It's not a specific statement. They were interviewing their chief financial officer, Lin Tao, in this Q&A. And this has obviously been translated from Japanese, but when you read the translation, Michael, it sounds like a fucking alien. Like, okay, asked about the whole disc thing. Here's one of the quotes. So when we think about the future and we put in a lot of thought and time and we cautiously considered this, we came to this conclusion and we're going to cautiously move this forward. And to this decision, we have received various opinions and people have strong views. And we understand that the community has put forth those views to us. Games are loved by many people. It's a form of entertainment that's loved by people, and it's connected to people's fond memories in many cases. And so we understand those emotions. We want to consider that. And in the future digital ecosystem, how do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore.
The fuck does that mean?
It's just corpo speak. Like, part of this is the fact that this has been translated. And I'm sure that it sounded a lot better in Japanese.
I'm sure it did.
But what it means is like...
Can somebody dub this?
Right. What it means is like... Yeah, we're not going back.
No, that's exactly what it means.
We would love to... what I want to know is... How do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore, as well as what was the other one? It's like something about the digital in the future digital ecosystem. How do we engage gamers? Anyway, so that all indications here point to no.
This is the thing. As much as I would love to be like, you know what, Sony's going to change their mind.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, we're going to halt all of this and we're going to redesign everything from here. I've said this time and time again. They're not going to budge because the money is already moving in a way that you can't stop.
Yep.
It's like when a person's like midway through buying a house.
Yep.
You can be like, well, I changed my mind. It's like, that's great. That'll be $20,000.
Right.
And your brain's going to be like, I've gone too far, basically. Whereas this is going to be the same thing where it's like, I brought up that Bob's Burgers gag every time where Gene's like, well, you discontinued my favorite candy or the version of my favorite candy. Please go back to the original formula. Then they were like, we're so moved by your speech. Let's do that. How long would it take and how much would that be? That would be $7 million. He's like, nope. Yep. Like that's what's happening here. Yep. Even if you had the most impassioned speech to this lady or whoever else is a part of Sony, and they went, you know what, you're right. And they're like, how much would it take for us to do all of that? Probably like $30 million, and they're like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. We're stuck. That's the problem. The only way this will change is if no one buys the PlayStation 6. If they kind of have a PS3 type situation in the beginning again.
Very true.
Because the thing about the PS3, hilariously enough, is it did eventually do well as it went on. But that was after, making everything more affordable, all that stuff. Yep. So
after taking all of the PS2 backwards compatibility out of it.
So the only way this is going to work is you guys have to just not buy the PlayStation 6 at all. Yep. And if you have your PlayStation 5s, just hang on to it. Because you're kind of stuck with the digital part. I'm not gonna lie. After January 2028, you're kind of just like stuck with that, unfortunately. And maybe if you're lucky, something like Limited Run or something is going to be able to start making these things still.
Sure.
But I just don't see it.
Well, yeah. And I'll tell you what. Do we want to put like? We're out of time for this first part, but I'm going to put the final nail in this particular coffin. People have started to see in other countries a big fucking sticker on new PlayStation 5s that say, as of January 2028, there will no longer be physical media for this product. I'm sure that it's necessary in other countries that you disclose this motherfucker.
Yeah. I remember I saw that just today that was a sticker, and I read it. It's like, it's in every fucking language on the sticker,
and also on the website. You see the disk drive for PS5 has a thing below it that says, from January 2028, newly released games on PlayStation will be available for purchase only, or on the PlayStation Store, and retailers in digital format only. Discs for games released before January 2028 can continue to be played on this console. Like there's no amount of angry. This is now a game. This is let me just put a thing on it. I don't think anybody's arguing with me, but I just want to say it. This is a game of chicken. Right? And Sony isn't going to swerve. No. So you have to have a head-on collision, which means basically gamers collectively have to try to destroy PlayStation.
Yes.
When the next thing comes out. Preferably, you would start with Marvel's Wolverine and God of War Laufey, but let's be honest, nobody's going to fucking do that shit.
Well, that's the thing
or Grand Theft Auto.
Well, that's the thing is the only way you can do it is you would have to do it the second there's no more discs.
Right.
The second there's no more discs, and then if it's just shown that their sales just keep dropping from then on, that's the only way they're going to ever have a wake up. Because for now, people are going to react as if it's business as usual until the moment they can't get a disc anymore for anything.
Absolutely. However, Michael, there's a twist. There's a twisty twist. But you'll have to hear about it after the break. So stick around, and we're coming back with the twistiness, and you're going to want to hear it. And we're back. Michael, you ready? You ready for the twist?
Yeah.
I said to talk about the twist. Last week, one of the guys over at Digital Foundry, this is all like rumory, all right? So don't like jump all up on me. One of the guys at Digital Foundry had said that back channels that he had talked to had told him before the reset that at Microsoft, Project Helix is supposed to have an optical drive. And the reason that Project Helix is supposed to have an optical drive is because Microsoft wanted the backwards compatibility with the previous library.
Oh.
Now, they don't know what has changed since the reset, but given the way that I've watched Asha Sharma working, I feel like they might have been like, well, we're taking the drive out. Just, you put that fucking drive back in there. Like, are you kidding me? We finally have a bullet point that Sony doesn't have.
It's the ultimate, it would be the ultimate switcheroo.
Yeah.
It would be so funny for them to make the same video.
Well, first off, yes, I want them to make that video so bad. The day that comes out, I'm going to be fucking on my feet just like, you beautiful sons of bitches, you did it.
It'd be hilarious.
Like, it's been 10 years. I've been doing this podcast for more than a decade. I finally watched you get one over on them. The thing is that I'm not convinced that even if Project Helix comes out and it's cheaper than the PS6 and it has an optical drive, I don't know. That may not make any difference in the. I mean, we've seen the data. 85% of people buy their games digitally, right? So it's possible that as a selling point, that could be good. Now, if they're able to bring out a console that can connect to Steam with an optical drive, with full backwards compatibility, or a lot of backwards compatibility, and the Sony one is $1,000, and they put out an $800 console, that could be the beginning of a flip-flop back. That Sony has gotten too arrogant. They're back in their PS3 bullshit.
Yeah.
And then we're finally seeing it flip back over to like, Xbox is going to give it to you. Xbox is going to give you a lot for less. And that's how the 360 ruled the roost. It wasn't necessarily a better console. It was cheaper. It had a better online. It had more features that people wanted. So...
yeah, that's the thing, is that we're at the point where if they play their cards right, they have a very good possibility at getting a lot of people back in.
Yep.
And part of that still comes down to you need to deliver games as well, because again, as we mentioned before, the reason the Xbox 360 worked out the way it did was not just price points as well as the online thing, was that there were games worth playing online.
Yep.
You had Gears of War, you had the Halo series, you had Fable 2 people really loved. And there was quite a few other things that were cross play, or not cross play per se, but like they weren't exclusives, like, but they were better times on them, like the Call of Duty games,
right? That
sort of thing.
Although Fallout 3 DLC was Microsoft exclusive for a little while. The Grand Theft Auto stuff, what's their old CEO, the guy that got the fake tattoo of the Grand Theft Auto or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so the Xbox had a lot going for them. And so if they can somehow replicate the 360 era essentially, by having some banger fucking games again, and having this disc thing, you might get me back pretty quickly.
Well, let me tell you another thing that might be interesting. Last week, I don't know if you remember that we had they put some Xbox games onto Game Pass, and then last week we found out that the data miners looked into what they were using to emulate those Xbox games on the PC, and it was an Xbox 360 emulator that was emulating Xbox games, and they got a few games to load up. There's also rumors and rumblings that they're going to be putting 360 games on the PC via this emulator that you can buy through the store, which would, like, the idea that Project Helix could be fully backwards compatible with all Xbox 360 games, that's probably a little bit too much to ask, but the idea of bulking up that library in more places than just the Series X, doing it on the PC, doing it through Game Pass, that's a hell of a value add for Game Pass, and it would give PC players an incentive to go buy digital copies of those 360 games off of the Microsoft Store.
Which, hilariously enough, that store is down. This is closed currently. So they could always bring back these 360, but again, a lot of these 360 games, they would have to talk to the publishers again. It's the reason why not every 360 game is backwards compatible with the Series X as well.
So according to this is from reporting from The Verge, who I can't watch because they paywalled all their bullshit.
Actually, Xbox in general.
They said that Microsoft recently shared paperwork with developers that stated that they'll be able to opt into making their Xbox 360 games backwards compatible in order to run on the upcoming Project Helix console. And so this is more of like a blanket thing than going to individual developers the way that they've done before with Sony. Of just like, fucking, do you like Project Helix? Check yes or no. And you know,
did you choose me?
Right. So hey, if Project Helix is the console that has disc support and also can run backwards compatible 360 and Xbox original games, okay, you have my attention.
You have all of my attention, guys.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It's not that I've hated Xbox. Like, that's the thing. People always joke about hating Xbox. I don't hate them. I'm disappointed in them because every time there's a new not E3, but a new Game Fest or something that Xbox shows off, they're like, "What about a game you don't give a shit about?"
Right.
It's like constantly that.
Yeah.
And every now and then they come out with a game where I'm like, "Well, that's actually pretty cool. Are you going to make more of those?" No, we shut them down.
Right.
We did that yesterday.
Yep.
They felt like it's like the end of Watchmen. They're like, "Haha, we did that 30 minutes ago." I'm like, "What the fuck's wrong with you people?"
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty decent. We also got the news that apparently in August there's going to be a bunch of new stuff coming to the actual Xbox ecosystem. One of them is the putting your disc and then register it as a digital title thing.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a long time.
Yep. Looks like that's going to be a thing. Which, see, it's weird because that seems like it indicates that they're not going to have an optical drive, so you're going to need to like digitize all your games. But part of me is wondering whether this is just like, well, if you're able to add all of your back catalog into your digital library, you already gave us money for the game.
Yeah.
So, and you're not going to give us more money. You're not going to buy this for a second time, or if you are, you're going to pay $5. We're going to get 30% of the $5 that you paid for fucking Watch Dogs Legion, right? Like,
yeah.
So you might as well get further hooked into our ecosystem by putting that stuff in.
It also probably it's such a nice ease of use thing.
Yeah.
That would make people really want to have that.
Yes. There's also a few other features that are kind of interesting. One is different achievement sorting. So you can sort by different types of achievements and like how far you are through. I think this is very useful mostly because I don't think it exists right now.
As far as I know, it doesn't. Yeah.
Literally sort by like, well, where are the games that I'm the closest to getting the full achievement stack on? And yeah, so that's going to be happening. There's another one that says that you can. There's an optional toggle to include party chat in game captures.
Oh, that's actually a great idea.
So yeah, which is I mean that's it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't you do that like 2 years ago? But yeah, that's great. And then the third thing is that they're planning some kind of version of a platinum trophy. There's not really any specific like data on this, but something about like when you get all 1,000 points that there's like some other kind of milestone that indicates that, as opposed to just making the number be 1,000/1,000. So
the platinum chief, they call it.
Right. Which, I don't give a shit about achievements
I don't either.
or trophies, but people do.
It's a shame that Rooster Teeth is dead.
yeah, there you go.
Let's bring back Achievement Hunter, I guess, but as what they used to be, I guess.
So that's good. Now we got to go back to the bad. We knew that the price of the Xboxes were going to be going up in Europe the same way they're going up in America.
Yeah.
We did not know by how much. We do know now by how much, and it is a lot.
Oh, God damn it.
It is a lot. The Series S, the 512 gigabyte Series S, is $150 more. It's gone from 350 euros to 500 euros. These are all in euros.
Yeah.
The 1 terabyte Series X is 800 euros, up from 600 euros. So basically like 200 more, between 150 and 200 more euros. I don't know if euros are higher or lower than dollars, but
it varies. Right now, I think it's slightly lower, if I recall.
Yeah.
Although I might be thinking of pounds because I can never. Because I think pounds are the ones that are lower at the moment.
Yeah.
I would have to look into the euro. I don't know enough about international politics unless it involves a game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So those prices are all going up, which fucking
we're stuck. That's the other problem. We're stuck in this fucking nightmare world. This is the other reason why the disc thing is frustrating.
Yeah,
is because PlayStation will now have a monopoly over their prices.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you're willing to do that thing for us, I will fucking follow you for a while. So
yep. I mean, it would at least make it would appeal to a number of people. We were talking in the break about like, thing is, I just don't even know how many fucking people even know that this is a thing.
That's the thing that frustrates me.
Like, I'm sure that my sister doesn't know this is the thing. Not that she plays games or anything, but I mean, I wonder how so many people that play video games, they don't bother listening to this podcast or reading the news websites obsessively like I do. They just fucking turn on Madden and play it. And so...
Well, this is the funniest thing is that people... I underestimate how many people follow not just gaming news, but the news in general.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody about recently the Texas wheat thing, where everything became like a felony overnight on Friday. And I was talking to this person. They were like, when did this happen? I'm like, motherfucker. Everyone's been talking about this. They're like, I had no idea. So, of course, they're not going to know about the discs thing.
Yeah. It really goes to show that we live in certain bubbles, right?
Exactly. We are not the general audience. I've learned this a long time ago.
Yep. We are specialists. Okay, so there was also another question about what was going to happen with the Elder Scrolls Online now that they fired a bunch of people from that team. Elder Scrolls Online was like, yeah, we got the same team size that we were when we put out that expansion you guys all really liked so much. Well, they basically came out this week and said that most of the stuff that they were planning in the back half of 2026 is now going to be happening in 2027 through like mid-2027, including a refresh of one of the character classes that people really wanted. There was a late-game dungeon they were going to be adding that basically is just going to take a lot longer because they don't have the staff to ram it through.
Yeah.
So, yep, this is what happens. On the other hand, it's funny. I don't believe that Elder Scrolls Online is still a thing. Like I'm flabbergasted that it's still a fucking thing.
I thought it was a money laundering scheme after a while because it's the only thing that made sense to me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, again, I always am surprised by who plays these things because it's always just a dedicated fan base. I would love to say they're all crazy people, but then I remember Chris Cox was one of them for a hot minute there. And we were like, but why though?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. A lot of this development's going to slow down, which is probably going to make people leave. I mean, they'll probably come back, but like their player count will probably drop because there's not as many updates as quickly. So, in a shocking turn of events, Michael, nobody could have seen coming. Ubisoft is shutting down that stupid fucking NFT game that they made.
I forgot about this.
Champions Tactics.
Fuck.
The little game where you make little miniatures bump up against each other or something. I don't even know what the game looks like, but it was that dumb NFT thing where you can mint your figures and pay with crypto, and they're taking that shit offline.
So I recently had to explain NFTs to my girlfriend, and because she apparently had missed the NFT train.
Yep.
And she looked at me like I was a fucking madman.
Yeah.
She's like, you're ranting about apes and Seth Green and Ubisoft.
Yep.
And Ghost Recon.
Yep.
And I was just like, I swear all of this is true.
Yep.
And then I mentioned I mentioned the game they made with the sewer. And then when they accidentally UV lighted an entire conference, if you remember that.
I don't remember that.
It was all the apes people who made that shitty apes game had a conference, and they had these special. They were like, "We have these UV lights, so you guys can do this thing." But they accidentally got industrial grade UV lights.
Right, I kind of remember that. Yeah,
and burned a bunch of people.
Yep.
And she's just like, "You're just saying things at this point." I'm like, "I swear, all of this is true."
Well, the funniest thing though, right, is you can turn off the servers, but that shit's on the blockchain.
Yes,
like your NFTs of your stupid Champions Tactics characters, they're still there. They'll be there forever. Yeah. They're on the blockchain.
They're all worth $0.25 now. Yeah, probably.
Well, they're worth whatever the currency is, which is also on the blockchain.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what you do with that. Like, has your money ever expired, Michael? Have you ever just been like, you go to pay and they're like, I'm sorry, we don't take dollars anymore. Yeah. Those are expired.
Those
yesterday.
Are
That's useless to me. I don't know what you're trying to do here. No is the answer. No, that's the advantage of fiat currency is that it doesn't fucking become useless if a fucking company decides to shut down their stupid Final Fantasy game.
We just have to keep trying each day of investors, though.
Yeah. Also, it's worth noting that this game came out in 2024, which was well past.
I forgot about that.
Well past the point.
I completely forgot this even happened. I remember us talking about when it happened.
Yep.
And I felt like that was yesterday type of thing.
All right, let's move on from NFTs to the AI slop. We got the AI slop. Did you see that Shift Up, the makers of Stellar Blade, put out a music video featuring their new character, Evie from Stellar Blade Blood Rain. And it is a completely AI generated video with this lady, and she's singing a song, and the song is AI, and her voice is AI, and all the shots are AI, and the background's AI.
This is hard to look at.
And yeah, sometimes she's doing little dances. They even have parts that are like behind the scenes where it's like a bunch of guys with cameras that are filming her, even though she doesn't exist. There's parts where she's eating stuff. There's parts where she's walking around and. Okay, so listen, I don't like this at all. But
this scares me.
But what I will say, Michael, is this looks a lot better than the last time I saw somebody try to do this.
That's true, sadly.
So the character isn't completely on model the entire time, but they're not changing faces so much that I...
No, but I think her ass is getting thicker in shots.
Well, the ass technology has not caught up yet.
No.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's very strange. The thing is that there's parts of it that are pretty there's parts of it that are pretty like solid, and that is what scares me the most of like you're getting a lot closer than you were.
Yeah, there's some parts that are like actually not bad, and then there's some parts that are like this is the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life.
There's one part where she's eating a bunch of stuff, and I was pausing it. And at one point, God damn it, I just went past it. And at one point, she's eating a bunch of skewers, and she's got a whole bunch of skewers in what is obviously a cup noodles cup. Like, wait, what? Do they give you a cup noodles cup with like skewers that are 4 times the size of the cup noodles cup?
Well, also before that, she lays out a bunch of food, but she does it as if she has them on a tray somehow,
or like she's laying out her cards.
Yeah, but she throws it as if they're like cards somehow, and I'm like, that's not how that would work.
Yep. So anyway, this happened. Most people didn't like it. And they were like, yeah, we don't like it. We don't want it. We don't want any part of this. At which point, you got to remember that Shift Up is not an American company.
No.
And so the CEO came out and was like, I mean, this was based on the model that we created with our own hands. We thought this would be a fun thing to do. We wanted to test and see how the AI was able to deal with our character. I don't know what the big fucking problem is. And everyone was like, you monster. And he was like, I don't know. I don't get it. Because we got to remember, in other parts of the world, they don't have the exact same thoughts about AI that we do.
They don't.
So
it's not like at any point she pretended that somebody had a tiny penis in it to make people upset with them.
That's right. Yes.
So that's the one thing they're worried about over there.
Yes. Also, it allows them to do shit like this with really small teams. I mean, we've already seen some of the Chinese gotcha games that would make like these weird, incredibly. There was one that made an incredibly off-model League of Legends thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, everybody looks fucking horrifying. But this I was actually, I mean, like, again, I didn't like it, but I was pretty impressed at how on model, on brand. Like, I knew that it was AI, but I had to look a little bit harder. It wasn't immediately.
No.
I knew it was AI when I clicked on the thing.
The easiest way is mouth movements at some points. So there's a lot of weird movements, as you mentioned, that she makes. There's one point where she's like crouching down, and her head does this very wild like kind of turn all of a sudden. It's like so quick you barely notice it type of thing.
It has a lot of cuts.
A lot of cuts, tons of cuts, some weird facial moments that you're like, why would you do it that way? Type of thing. And what bothers me the most is that if it wasn't AI, it would be fun because there are companies that used to do this all the time.
Yep.
Where they would take one of their models and then like make it do this like fun little dance thing or sing a song. For instance, one of them was an unlockable in Beautiful Joe. There was a special music video in Beautiful Joe with all of the character models singing a song and like Joe kind of doing this Japanese rap.
Right.
It was awesome. I loved it. But if they did that now, and if it was an AI, I would be like, this is stupid. I hate all this.
Oh, well, I also think that if I remember correctly, League of Legends had a season where they made a bunch of their characters into K-pop stars, and they actually made a video of a bunch of them as K-pop stars.
Wasn't there like a Bayonetta one or something?
There's some kind. Well, there was a Bayonetta like dance. I don't know. There was this one tweet where somebody was responding saying that Bayonetta did this a long time ago, but I don't know. In any case, like I think that this is one of the. This is the. I'm not a big fan of what the AI scene is looking like right now, but I don't think that saying that out loud is going to stop it.
No, if it would have stopped it by now.
Right. I don't think that people being mad about it is going to stop it. Maybe, but I don't think it's going to stop it in Korea. Like, me being mad about it is not going to make China stop using AI at all. The only 0%.
Yeah, only in America would that maybe work, and that's because of the we're spending money on that sort of thing.
Yeah,
the Stellar Blade's going to do fine, or whatever. I forgot which one this is. Stellar Blade 2? I don't remember what it's called.
Blood Rain, I believe, is what
Something
it's called.
Like that. Yeah. And it's going to do fine because, again, the general audience has no idea this even happened.
Yep.
So that's the unfortunate thing every time.
We also had a weird question mark AI story. So the Kingdom Hearts collection 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, everybody's saying it was the cover art of it was AI.
Put out cover art, and they thought it was AI for a few reasons. Part of it was there's a couple of small details like this chain on Sora. And specifically the bottom of this guy's shoe is in the game. It has crowns instead of just blocks as the bottom. And then Donald Duck has 5 fingers instead of 4 fingers.
And also this weird fucking hand that he has on the top left.
Yeah.
Because it just does not look right.
Yes. So here's the thing. This came out. People are like, what the fuck? You doing the AI bullshit? And Square Enix came out and said, no, that's not AI. That was like human error. And it was like, well, that's not any fucking better, my guy. Are you telling me that you guys didn't proofread? You didn't look at this? Nobody looked at this before you approved it as the fucking box art for Kingdom Hearts? So they put out an updated version that I don't know. It looks. I think it all looks terrible.
Do we have the updated one?
Let's see. I don't know if there's a link to it. Is it in here? Yeah. So this is the updated version.
Oh, that looks a lot better. Mostly because they got rid of the fucked up Sora hand.
They put some backgrounds.
Oh, wait, no, it's still there, but not as.
It's still there.
It's I don't know. I can't tell what they did to it. Then
they changed Donald's hand and they rearranged the way the characters are on the screen, and they put in some glows around around Sora that cover up this like chain a little bit.
Oh,
but like this clock tower looks fucking weird. Now people are saying, and I'm not entirely sure how this works, that like no, it wasn't generated by AI, but that they like somebody actually made this and then they put it through AI to do like
some editing
stuff. Like a glow up on it basically, and that the AI then started adding details that weren't there and that nobody saw it. And it's like, well, I don't know which one of these scenarios is worse. I think they're all the equal level of bad. Like, I think if you guys are so shoddy with your fucking Kingdom Hearts art department that somebody drew this by hand and they put an extra finger on Donald Duck's hand and nobody looked at it, like nobody was like, just look at it briefly before you put it out.
Even in the updated one, I don't think it fixes the shoes thing either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The shoes still have the same little square things on the bottom as opposed to the thing. So
I honestly don't think they care enough.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. They're like, only the nerds really give a shit about this type of thing.
It's also... Square Enix has also, though, been very vocal about wanting to integrate AI into their workflows.
Oh, yeah. Were they going to make a whole AI game at one point?
I don't know. But like the thing is... The idea.
Oh, wait, no, they were going to make an NFT game, and then I think that got canceled.
The idea of them telling me it's like, well, no, it wasn't AI, and I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, I think you're fucking lying, or I think that what you're saying is you're like, this box art was not generated by AI, and it's like, okay, well, you said a very specific word there.
Yeah. You said generated specifically.
Yeah,
edited with AI is more like it, and that happens a lot.
But
unfortunately,
anyway, not that it really matters. I mean, the Kingdom Hearts to sell that game over and over again.
The people are still going to buy it despite its art. It's just what's going to happen with it.
Nexus Mods is also doing some updates for AI. Right now, I don't know if you know this, but it's weird because the headline on this is like Nexus Mods is finally going to get tough with AI. And I read this, I was like, no, they're not. Right now, basically you have to do AI disclosure tag if your mod on Nexus Mods has AI in it, whether it's code or voices. Because remember we had that like weird, sample actresses' voices and then make them say a bunch of other lines for your thing, or generated assets. And it used to be they had a tag that just said AI. Now they have 3 tags, and one of them is generated assets, and one of them is generated voice, and one of them is generated code.
Oh, okay.
And so I guess this is for people who are like, well, I'm okay with voice but not assets. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, if I keep coming back to this thing, Michael, there's a couple like weird truisms that have stuck in my brain where it's like, if it wasn't a big deal, then people wouldn't be coy about it.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, I'm fucking using AI to make this. I don't know how to code, so I vibe coded this mod and I generated the assets and the sound for it. And like, if it's not a big deal, then just fucking say it. But you know it's a big deal, so you try to hide it.
It's that news story that we keep. I forgot which. It was the Epic one, right? Where he's just like, I don't see what the big deal is.
Right.
Why should we have to say we used it?
Right.
It's where everybody gets mad at us. I'm like, well, you just said it because everybody's getting mad at you.
Yep. This is kind of unrelated to gaming news, but there was a guy that's put out a paper, this AI researcher, about the idea that if you're using Microsoft Copilot on your operating system and it is ingesting files, there basically is an exploit where people can, at the bottom of like a Word document, write a prompt for the AI in like 0-point font with white as the font type. And then when it reads the text, it just reads that text and executes the text that is the actions that are at the bottom.
Yeah.
And because it's built into the operating system, it can then be like, okay, well, now you're going to download this thing, and then you're also going to copy that. You're going to paste it into any other document that you find so that when it goes to somebody else's system, it gets run there too. And I'm like, one day I did a Windows update, and when I rebooted, I saw a directory named Copilot, and I was like, you get this fucking shit off my computer as fast as possible. I do not need help, Copilot. But yeah, whole new horizons of abuse just waiting.
Well, the funny thing is that specific thing that you mentioned about the 0.5 and everything is I've heard people doing that on resumes.
Yep.
It's because of the fact that a lot of companies are now using AI to go through people's resumes and then being like, well, they fit. People are trying to put like 0.5 being like, please push this forward or whatever sort of thing. And sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. It all depends, apparently.
Yep. Apparently, the guy that found this, though, he told Microsoft, but it's still there because he keeps testing it. But he also said that I'm not going to tell you the specifics because I don't want to give people the tools to be able to do this. So, but yeah. All right. So let's move on from AI to one of the problems that AI is causing, hardware.
Yes.
We had a similar story last week from, I believe it was SK Hynix, but Samsung has said that all of their forecasts basically say that that this is in no way going to get any better. Apparently Samsung sells about a third of their memory, or no, they make about a third of the memory on the planet.
Oh, okay.
And they sell a lot of this to the hyperscalers, and they said in an earnings call that they're basically, let's see, hold on, what was the part of this? Samsung, one of the largest memory chips around, expects things to get worse next year. Anyway, basically, like, all of the indicators from all of the memory manufacturers have been like, this shit is not slowing down and it is not normalizing. It is just continuing to go up. Yeah. So apparently a lot of their stock has already been purchased. The thing is, I just keep looking at these stories, and then I get to the bottom, and it's like, yeah, and so Samsung's stock has gone up like 12x in the last 2 months, and it's like, well, okay, I don't know. I guess I hope that you guys are ready for us to remember this moving forward, because like, I just don't think that you can do this forever. Like, people will be angry enough that eventually they will start to vote for people who are like, I'm willing to put trade embargoes. I'm willing to do the Donald Trump tariffs, but like, because I want memory to be manufactured in the United States of America. And everybody's like, well, I don't know, I didn't like that, but now it kind of seems like a pretty good idea, actually. Like, why don't we build a fab plant in Wyoming?
That's the thing, is that like, this is the supply and demand thing. We've said this over and over again, where it's like, look, your supply has to meet demand, but the problem is you're going to outweigh that for everyone else.
Yep.
Because as much as you guys are going to make all this money off these AI data centers, right away, your long-term effects are going to be pretty bad, because we had a news story where somebody outright said that.
Yep.
Like, look, this is great for the short term, but if this fucking thing bursts, we are fucked.
Yep.
Type of thing. And that's true. If those prices stay where they are, no one's going to buy nothing.
Yep.
And if anything, hilariously enough, the PlayStation 6 might fail purely for this reason.
Yeah. No, there's actually a story about AMD where they said that like the enthusiast, the like building a computer market is like down by like 30% year over year because it's just the components are too expensive. But we also had the story from AMD that said AMD made $11.5 billion in Q2. In Q2,
Christ.
in one quarter, $6.7 billion of that was from data center acquisitions.
It's all data centers. That's the thing.
Yep. And the rest was from like low-end Ryzen processors for like phones and mobile devices and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know. It's just it's real gross, and I don't like it. But hey, it's also going to motherboards now too.
Oh God.
Because apparently it's not even about the chips anymore. Like, it's literally the PCBs, like, you know, the big green sheet of silicon that they put the chips onto is in short supply now. And so the motherboard manufacturers are able to raise their prices as well. And it's like, cool, great. You guys know that you can't raise prices infinitely forever, because I don't know anybody that's okay. If you had to pay the actual amount of money that it takes to have a subscription to fucking Claude, you wouldn't. It would be, if you had to pay $500 a month for unlimited access to Claude, you'd be like, well, fuck that. No. Like, nobody remembers this, or maybe people do, and I'm just being a little too high on my own supply. You remember when Uber Eats started?
Yeah.
Remember how when Uber Eats started, there was no delivery fee.
No.
It was just whatever the cost of the thing at the store was, and then you add a tip for your driver. That's it. Well, that was to get you in the door.
Yes.
But then when Uber Eats kept adding money, eventually I was like, well, I'm not going to spend $35 for an $8 hamburger.
Yes.
Uber Eats. I will drive there myself and spend $8. And I hope that the AI industry is seeing a lot of uptick in subscriptions, because this is only feasible if people want it, and as near as I can tell, nobody fucking wants it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody that wants it. Like,
I know at best like 3 or 4 people that are really using AI a lot, and one of them is my brother.
Yeah,
because my brother is a big tech dude. He's tech as fuck.
But would he pay a lot of money for it? Well, he probably would. I know your brother.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. My brother works for Meta, so yes. The thing is, he's actually the one not spending the money. Meta's the one spending the money. For him to fuck around with this thing. Man, the motherfucker texted me going, hey, guess what I did? I'm like, what'd you do? I made a kit AI. And I was like, of course you did.
All right. Well, you know what? We got about 10 minutes left. Let's zip through some of these. Hey, Roblox's stock went down a lot.
I heard about this.
They lost about $9 billion in market value. You want to know why?
They have $9 billion in market value?
Oh, well, that's way less than that. Over the last year, it's gone down by about 70%.
Fucking hell.
Well, this last one was because they changed their algorithm to not push short-term monetized content on their users, and instead to push long-term engagement content on their users, which means that they didn't fucking make as much money. Also, that 70% drop is due to, parental controls.
Yeah.
Bad press. Like
all of the bad press.
All of the bad press. Just generally, like, as soon as you tried to make Roblox not exploitative as shit, it turns out it doesn't make any fucking money and nobody wants it.
Yeah, it turns out when the child casino becomes more, legitimate,
right,
it starts becoming profitable.
Right. So when it was the Wild West, they made a lot of money, and now that they're like trying to go legit, now they bought like the fucking car wash and they're trying to stop cooking meth, it's like, oh, it turns out this is way less profitable than before.
It's sad, Yeah. that they lost all this money.
I hope they go all the way fuck out of business.
I'm surprised they even
those motherfuckers.
Again, they were the Wild West. Was the only reason they even survived this long.
Yeah,
because it's Roblox, for Christ's sakes.
Roblox. Well, that's what the kids are into. We're not kids, so that's what the kids are into.
Yeah, but I don't think they buy actual Roblox like legitimately.
No. Last week we got the news that Lightspeed LA that was making this game called. What was it? It was a cyberpunk thing called The Last Sentinel.
Oh.
You remember this?
I do remember this.
Yeah.
Did this not come out, or am I crazy?
No, it didn't come out. 2 weeks ago, they fired everybody that was working there. They reduced their staff by 85%. Last week, they announced that they just can't make this anymore. Apparently, though, we got a little bit of a postmortem that said, like, what the fuck even happened? Apparently, they spent 6 years working on this. And the reason that this got shut down was because they went and showed Tencent, their investor, what they'd done, and it was deemed unsatisfactory from a quality perspective.
Yeah.
They had 6 weeks to basically get a better build. And when they came back, they were like, yep, nope. Funding's done. You're out of here. What you think, like 6 years? Apparently, they were trying to make like a full open world cyberpunk third-person adventure game.
Damn.
And it's like, yeesh.
That's the thing. If you can't do that, make something in 6 years but the problem is Tencent's really weird about this sort of thing.
They've gotten real cutthroat right now.
Yeah, because they shut down another studio for something similar where we were like, well, that didn't look too bad, and then they still were like, no, I'm good.
Yep.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember it being like a huge deal at the time.
They're squeezing and consolidating. You know that 2064 read-only memories game?
Yeah.
So the developer of that, Midboss, has filed for bankruptcy.
Oh.
And we can't go into the details, but it's kind of shocking. Let me just read the first line of this Kotaku article. This comes from a voluntary petition filed this last June, which states that Midboss has only $2,560 in assets and property, while it owes $823,272 to creditors.
Oh my God!
So
what property even is that? That's Jesus.
Yeah, I think this is like an indie game of like two people, and they've like cut to the bone, and then just like they put out this game. I think it was 2 years ago called Neurodiver, that was like the spiritual successor.
Yeah,
and it just didn't. Nobody fucking played it.
They're like, what assets do you have? I got an old Chevy in the back.
I'm like, dude, I have more than $2,560 worth of assets. Like, I
was like, what?
And the idea
is it like one computer?
that you have that, but you owe $823,000.
What the fuck?
They
man?
go into all of the difference. There's like loans. There's like equity payouts that didn't get done. There's like all kinds of investment stuff that should have been paid back that hasn't been paid back. And so basically, they're just like, we don't have any more money. I don't know what you want out of me. It's like when you were talking to me before about the dealerships trying to sell you cars for way more. You're just like, I man, I don't know what you want out of me. I do not have that money. Like, you could knock it from 150K to 100K, and I'm still not going to have the money to give you.
Exactly. It's not happening, man.
So
this is sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those poor bastards.
Quantic Dream in France is getting. They're having they're having some trouble with their labor union because they wanted to axe a bunch of people from that stupid ass MOBA. Remember that they made?
Oh, yeah.
That they shut down? And the labor union is like, well, you're not just going to fire 250 people because you guys fucked up. And apparently the labor union is trying to negotiate with them for exit, like for severance and for who gets to stay and stuff like that. And Quantic Dream is like not responding to anything, offering the minimum and not deigning to talk to the labor union. And labor union is like, well, okay, I guess we're going to file a formal complaint and go on strike because that's the whole reason we're fucking here in the first place.
Yeah, they still have not released anything about that Star Wars game they were making, so this is probably a bad time for that.
Yep. A few weeks ago when they talked about it, they said that like they were like, that Star Wars game is understaffed.
Yeah.
Do not fire 250 game developers when we have a game in a giant property that needs developers right fucking now.
Yeah, throw people at
like
it,
they're
man.
in the same building. Put them on that project. So
this is ridiculous.
Hey, if you want to help, there's a thing called the Game Industry Hardship Fund, which is an itch.io bundle. It's called the Game Industry Hardship Fund bundle. It's got a shitload of games. 127 games. Pay what you want. Starts at $10. The big thing at the top, it's got a Ranger, which it was a kind of a puzzle game where you move the world around. It's got Skatebird. It's got a couple of fun other games on there, and a short hike, and then it's just like a shitload of itch.io games, just like scroll.
That's a lot of things.
This fund is for video game workers that have lost their jobs. You don't even have to be a union member to submit that you need assistance.
Interesting.
And it just goes to people who need assistance with being unemployed. So
good for them for at least trying.
Yep. So far, it's up to $165,000 of $200,000 goal. So go and show some love.
Yeah.
Don't show any love to Love in Deep Space. So remember how Love in Deep Space pulled the Werewolf Boy?
Oh yeah.
This is their this last month. This is this month.
Oh my God.
38.38 million to 10.31 million.
That's unfortunate.
The reason for that probably has something to do with the people who were mad about the werewolf.
Yeah.
But also, I was reading this and it was like, oh yeah, so the werewolf was the content that you had for this quarter. And then you didn't put out any content for this quarter. So nobody has anything to spend their money on. You know, the werewolf and all of his outfits and all of his pinups and all of his stuff that you were going to get. So, yeah.
He was too gay for them, Jeff.
There's a trend online of people that are posting 5-digit bank balances that are like, this is my fuck around money. I would love to give you some. Too bad there's not a werewolf for me to purchase. Like responding to them with just like these bank balances. I'm like, well, that's one I've never seen before.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a new one for me.
Yeah.
I kind of love that though.
Yep. Power World came out with a TCG.
That was quick.
It is being ruined by the scalpers already.
I'm not shocked by this at all.
Yep. Apparently, this is the first run of a new collectible card game, and because we live in the Hell timeline, people bought it up like crazy. At launch, they said on eBay they were selling like the Cativa perfect grade Cativa cards for like $4,000. That has since gone down to $1,000, which is still way too much for any card of anything.
Way too much.
I hate what's happened to TCGs. Like, I hate that it's become like a fucking stock market, or like that there's an aftermarket for goddamn Pokemon cards. Like, I hate that. I just,
A lot of people blame Logan Paul specifically for it, and he people are worried that he's doing it now for comic related things.
Yep.
Because he had bought. Because you can tell he doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's like, I bought the first appearance of Goku and Luffy for like a fuck ton with the 9.8 or whatever, and they're just like,
yeah,
nobody cares about any of that.
Nobody
like,
cares.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So luckily that hasn't started a giant speculation, but the thing is that was already kind of down in a fucked up area to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just that he didn't help make it worse, luckily.
Absolutely.
But every card game is fucked from now on.
There's a PC cooling company called Arctic that makes like liquid and fan coolers. They got a big tariff refund because they were hit by the tech tariffs that were found to be unconstitutional. But they have said, we're taking that money that we got back and lowering the prices of everything that we have until that money is gone. So we're giving it all back to you, which, yeah, that's great. It's the only time I've seen anybody do a cool thing. I'm like, great.
It does help that they're a cooler company.
Yep. Bethesda put out a throwback logo to their old. It's kind of red. Their old Bethesda Softworks logo is with this kind of red light on it. People forget that before they were Elder Scrolls, Bethesda was Terminator.
Really?
This is like what they did with Terminator. They made 5 Terminator games, I believe. It's like Terminator, before they even did their first game, The Terminator in 1991, Terminator 2029 in 1982, Terminator Rampage in 1993. Those were all before the first Elder Scrolls ever came out.
Oh, these are all PC games.
These are all PC games,
which is why I didn't know about any of these.
After that, you had Terminator Future Shock and Terminator Skynet. I believe the Terminator Future Shock was the first game I ever played that had WASD plus mouse.
Really?
Instead of just using the Doom arrows.
That's crazy.
We may have a new God of War. and it's Drax the Destroyer.
Yes.
Which I think is actually a really good choice for Kratos.
It's a fantastic idea. One, because we're going to say his name because we only said Drax.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista is currently in talks, apparently.
Yes.
To replace Ryan, what was his name?
Hurst.
Yes. Hurst. Who fucked up his ACL or something. I can't remember what it was.
His bicep.
Yep.
Yep.
Either way, like he's probably not going to be able to recover anytime soon. Rumor has it that they're recasting like a lot of people, including the kid actors, because they grew up too quickly.
Yep.
So they went, fuck it, we're just going to redo everything.
Yeah.
Essentially. And I'm guessing that Bautista might have been busy with something. They might have offered it to him originally. He probably said no. And they probably came back with more money and were like, for the love of God, please be in this thing. And this was a great idea because he is shown to be a very good dramatic actor.
Yep.
And if he's able to bulk up a little bit again, he should be able to get the look down.
He's also older.
Yeah, he's also a lot older. A lot of people don't know that he lost a ton of weight. And a lot of it was a lot of muscle that he lost because he got tired of being 300 something plus pounds. Sure. But the thing is that, like, I think he could do a good middle ground because a lot of people forget Kratos isn't actually that gigantic.
No.
Like, he looks real buff compared to everybody else who's very thin a lot of the time in that series.
Yeah.
But I think Bautista has a good chance at making that work. And he's one of the few like dramatic actors when it comes to that sort of like big beefy guy that I think he would be able to do this 100%. I have seen more people interested in the show based on this announcement than I've ever seen.
I'm more interested in that just because I think that he would be a better choice. I mean, I don't know anything
100%.
about the other guy. Like, I just don't know. I didn't ever see a trailer. I saw one still frame that was a little sussy baka, but like that was it. So, yeah. Also in movie news, Elden Ring is done filming.
I keep forgetting this was getting a movie.
Yep. Some people posted on online showing that they put out, like, they gave the crew these bags with the little Elden Ring embroidered on them with little like clapboards with the logo on it. So yeah. The movie's coming out in 2028. It's going to have a year and a half worth of fucking post-production on it, but the first pass is done, which is great.
My favorite joke story I heard about it being filmed was they're like, filming shut down when an invader attacked.
Oh, right.
I'm like, I love the idea of a guy painted head to toe in red attacking.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is getting a hard mode. Something that people wanted for a long ass time. It is not clear whether that's going to be coming out with the expansion next month or whether that's going to be at a later date. It wasn't specific, but they are looking into putting a hard mode in, which is something that people really liked. It's fucking amazing to me that Capcom is wasting money on Dragon's Dogma 2. I want them to do it. Yes. I love that they're doing it. I love that they're putting out a DLC to this whack ass fucking weird game. But I never in a million years would have thought that they ever would have come back. I mean, they've got so many Resident Evils and things to do. It would be like if they announced that they were making a sequel to the fucking was that tower defense game that I can never remember the name of.
Oh, I don't remember the name. I always called it the weird Onimusha type game.
Yeah, if they announced that they were making a sequel to Bionic Commando or something,
I would love that.
What?
I would buy that in a heartbeat.
And then last but not least, this is the strangest story I've got this week. So there's a kid on Steam, and he made a game that was called This Game Cost $10. And it was just like a top-down RPG studio, little fuck-around game. He put out a game last week called This Game Cost $200, which was the maximum amount that you could charge for a thing on Steam. And so he put it out. He, in the description, was like, this is a joke. This is not for reals. You can spend money on this, but this is not worth $200.
My favorite is the line, it's the swindle to end all swindles.
Yep. And apparently, after he put it on, he checked his account balance and he had $1.3 million from this $200 game. Now, like 2 days later, he had $2,045 because everybody refunded it.
Yeah.
But here's the weirdest one, Michael. There were 6,717 units sold. 6,705 of those were from China. 4 were from the United States, 3 were from Hong Kong, 2 were from Spain, and 1 was from Saudi Arabia. 1 each from Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, and Singapore. And people are thinking that this might be a money laundering thing. It might be something. It might be some kind of scam because, Like, how the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
Why just China? I don't understand.
That's definitely some sort. That sounds like a money laundering type thing.
Yep.
Or maybe it's like somebody has an auto like buy the most expensive type thing.
Yep.
And that just did that.
Or it's something about some Chinese influencer was like, hey, everybody go buy this and refund it immediately. So
it may be.
People think that it might be because you get Steam points for purchases.
That's true.
So you might have just got the points, spend the points, refund the purchase, got free points type of thing.
That is
you
hilarious,
got a lot of them. So
yeah, to see like I made $1 million, but there's zero chance that's gonna stay.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yep. With that, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we have trailers, so stick around. And Michael, we're not going to start with Fortnite.
No, surprisingly.
Yeah. We got a whole different fan service for you. We got the launch trailer for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls.
The most anime fucking fighting game I've seen in quite some time. That's not actually tied to an anime.
Yep. Well, this isn't actually the straight up anime intro that we watched last time.
No, not this time at least.
But it does have, I don't know if this had been a thing that had been in there before, but you do see at least once or twice Deadpool just fucking Super Saiyan powering up in the background.
Yeah, so I heard about this. So apparently, because I mentioned it before, is that Deadpool is full of game references.
Yep.
And apparently he's got Cell's opening scream shout when he powers up.
Yeah.
Because it became such a meme in the fighting game community that whenever Cell was in a tournament, that everybody will yell with him when he powers up.
Okay.
So they added it apparently as Deadpool's opening thing.
All right.
There's I've also discovered a secret, or not secret because the game's out now, thing that happens when Deadpool wins now, which I thought was really funny. I'll mention it once we're done with the trailer real quick.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I own this game now. I looked at it. I played a little bit of it. It's probably not accessible enough for me to be able to actually play, to be honest.
It's very difficult.
It's a very you know what it is? It's an ARC game. It's like trying to play fucking Guilty Gear, where I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
what is
it's
all this
more
bullshit?
Guilty Gear than Dragon Ball Fighters, I found.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
The closest thing I think I've played to it is probably that Invincible game, because that Invincible game had a lot of mechanics to it, but it's even more complicated than the Invincible game.
Yeah, because you have a 4-player team.
Yeah.
Which is so much trickier to deal with in your head.
But it's also not like 4 different health bars. It's a 4-player team, but with no, like, you could tag, but everybody shares the same health bar, which is a little strange, which means that, like, in a game that has that Marvel versus Capcom fucking, I took off half your health bar with this 80 hit combo, is like, oh man, I really wish I had like 4 different people that I could play.
It'd be pretty cool. It's one of the reasons though that you can play with like one character at a time if you want to, type of thing.
Can you?
That was one of the things I remember them announcing, was like, well, you can play with, you can try doing it without like having the entire team.
Oh.
And that way, like, it limits. Like, I remember that being the thing.
Huh.
I haven't tested it, but I remember that was something they said right away.
I don't know. I was trying today to figure out what the arcade mode even was, so I don't know. I might have I might have just missed it, but yep, it's out. It looks good. I think it's been getting pretty decent reviews so far.
Did you buy the normal one, or did you end up buying the deluxe or whatever's editions?
I don't buy deluxes.
Okay, I bought the ultimate edition.
Yeah,
because I wanted that fucking Captain America and Spider-Man and Iron Man outfit.
Yeah, and
Mohawk Storm's pretty cool too. I'm happy to get that as well. But I'm very excited to finally play this thing, and goddamn, does it look like so much fun. So
it's flashy as shit.
It's very flashy. So I'm going to mention the thing about Deadpool real quick.
Yeah.
He has a Street Fighter 2 win screen.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So anytime he beats somebody, it's him talking shit and the other person looking like shit.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of Marvel, we also got the latest character being added to Marvel Rivals, the Hood. I do not know what the fuck the Hood is.
So people keep forgetting who the Hood is because he was only important for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
He actually was in the new Ironheart show too, I think is the villain.
I read that, but I didn't watch that.
He used to just be like some crook who found a hood that had demon power.
Okay.
And ended up like becoming one of the most powerful villains because the demon hood gave him such OP shit.
Okay.
To the point where he was like searching for the Infinity Gauntlet and everything.
Oh, geez.
Like, it's some insane fucking shit.
Okay.
He eventually got eventually the cloak kind of got depowered over time, so he became less important.
Okay.
There's a great story with the Punisher going after him that I highly recommend.
Well, whose villain is he?
He's an everybody villain.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have he doesn't have a specific person that he fights per se.
And he turns into a weird demon that's made out of guns with a big gun for a head.
Yeah, that's kind of just like apparently the hood's like full power or something.
Yeah,
because the hood itself is what gives him power.
Okay,
otherwise he's just some fucking dude.
He turns into like this giant turret, this giant demon turret for his ultimate that shoots at people. So
yeah, he's just like he's the closest thing I could say is maybe he's like a Doctor Strange type villain, but that's because he's magic.
Okay,
but other than that, he fights like damn near everybody.
All right. Well, yeah, never heard of him before. I was like, okay, I guess.
It's funny, the Spider-Man 2 prequel novel or prequel comic they made when that game came out was about the hood and whether or not it had powers or not. And at the end of the story, it didn't have powers. He was just wearing a hood.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was very strange.
Yeah, that's out August 7th. So by the time you hear this, it'll already be out. Let's see. Speaking of online action, we got... I like to watch the Overwatch shorts. I don't like to play Overwatch, but I like to watch the Overwatch shorts.
I forgot to watch this. A friend of mine sent it to me.
Yeah, they put out a new one for the new hero that's coming out, Demon, which is a mech driving lady that's on the same team as Diva. So,
yeah, but she only has one little rabbit ear instead of two.
Yeah,
so that makes her different.
The thing was about like Talon is stealing the EMP or gravity thing, but Wrecking Ball is smashing up like a bridge full of civilians, and the commander's like, "You got to come back to base and get this under control." And then they see a bunch of like civilians running around, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna go take all my robot guys and do it." I'm just happy to see another robot character like Diva, because it's been a while, and I guess the internet will have a new lady to slobber over.
Yeah, and she also looks like a grown adult, so you guys can be less creepy about it too.
Yeah. That was a good short though. It's a weird kind of 3D anime style. It was weird because if it was just animated, that would be one thing. But with all the 3D, I'm like, why don't you guys just do it in engine like you used to? Why is it this other style? I loved it more when it was in engine because it looked better.
It just looked really cool, and you really felt the cohesion of it all. Like everybody looked exactly the way they do in game and in their little videos they did. But I guess this is cheaper somehow? Question mark?
Well, probably because they just outsource it. They don't have to maintain an in-house like cinematic division, or they can be doing cinematics for like Diablo, right? You don't have to pull them off to do something else. It is interesting though. At the end of this, this team, whoever they are, have captured Wrecking Ball, but he just won't come out of the ball. So he's just like living inside. The hamster guy that drives it is just living inside the ball, running in a wheel, being like irritated at shit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good looking little cinematic. I don't think I want to play the game, but
I know I'm completely done with the game. But you know, I'm happy that Overwatch people are still getting characters.
Yeah.
So.
Also, it ties into this whole theme this year of the kind of Overwatch versus Talon stuff. So
at least they're trying again. Yeah. After they're like, look, we admit it, this isn't Overwatch 2 anymore.
Right.
It's just Overwatch again. So fuck it.
Yep. We got a brief look at the campaign from right. Sorry, I just want to make sure I didn't skip over something of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. This is mostly just blowing up a city.
Okay.
Because this is the North Korean invasion thing. It looks like a lot of nighttime urban warfare. It looks pretty good. I don't know. For some reason, I'm a little bit more excited about this just because I'm so fucking tired of... I mean, I know that Price is in here, but like there's other people that are not him doing stuff.
And also maybe it'll be like an actual campaign.
Yeah.
Because the issue lately is that with everybody is that they're like, here's our campaign mode that's more just running around the actual normal map and fucking you over as much as possible type of thing. And if this turns out to be a real campaign, then you guys might have something.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
You can pre-order for early access. There you go. We got the launch trailer for Beast of Reincarnation. I did a couple videos with this with Bryce last week. Very strange game. Very contentious game. A lot of people have a lot of strong feelings. This is the game from Game Freak that is not a Pokemon game.
Yes, this is their first non-Pokemon game in a very long time.
Yep, since that weird horse racing one.
Yeah, and I forgot it even came out.
It's on Game Pass as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's real. It's got a real AA feel to it. It's got a real like loosey-goosey. It's got a lot of convoluted fucking story and a billion goddamn mechanics that, you know, it's both Sekiro and Kingdom Hearts and also a bunch of other stuff at the same time. Like you pull up a menu to tell your big dog to do different attacks like you would in Kingdom Hearts, but then also there's a parry mechanic like in Sekiro. There's like traversal where you make these giant vines go, forests grow up out of nowhere and then die. And I don't understand what the fuck is happening in the story. The story starts, Michael, and then it flashes back to like 5 months earlier, and in the middle of the 5 month earlier campaign, it flashes back to like when the main character was like younger when they first met the big dog, and I'm like, how many times are we flashing back in this one game?
I would expect a little bit better from this company, but again, they've only been making Pokemon games for the past 20 plus years.
Yeah,
really, like this is really their first foray into anything that is not just happy-go-lucky is the best way of putting it.
I mean, if I can be honest, like most of the Pokemon games that we've seen over the last few years, at least to me, their reputations have been that they're kind of crappy.
That's the thing. That's the reason
super well made.
That's the reason I said I would expect more from them, but then I also, as you said, mentioned, they have not made really all that much progress in awesomeness for when it comes to Pokemon games.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds to say, because they've just been in this weird, like, we can do whatever we want with Pokemon and it's going to make money.
Right.
So this is their first time going, well, you know, we're going to take a chance now. And it turns out when they did, they're like, so who here knows how to make a game? They all shrugged.
It also doesn't help that it's on Unreal Engine 5, and so it's kind of got that stink on it a little bit. Like all the lighting is done via nanite and stuff.
It also looks like somehow the game hasn't progressed since the last time I saw it years ago.
No. It looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same.
It's very strange that I don't feel like they actually did much on it.
Yeah. I don't know. We played it for the dojo, and then I kind of played the first hour by myself last night. I might try a little bit more. I have a feeling that this is going to end up being a game that not a lot of people play, but that has a big cult following. It's going to be like
probably.
a Nier, where it's got like a bunch of people that really like it, but that mostly the general populace is like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about. What Pokemon game are you talking about?
Yeah, what I want from it is for Game Freak to make a sequel where they actually make the good game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, that type of sequel type thing.
I don't think they're a good developer.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I want this to be like their trial and error, where like they were like, well, we finally made one.
Yeah.
Now we have the idea of what we're doing, so let's make an actual one.
Right.
Type of thing. Because that has happened in the past.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 are like that for me when it comes to that.
Attack on Titan 3 that was announced a little while back.
Oh yeah,
has I believe it has a release date. Yeah, has a trailer and a release date. So this is kind of the same. I believe this is Omega Team, the Dynasty Warriors folks, or Omega Force, whatever. Anyway, I think it's the same developers as the last ones. I think this goes all the way through the story, because they definitely show things in here that happen later in the story.
Oh, okay.
It's real fucking weird looking, because it's kind of realistic looking, but then everybody just has an anime face drawn on their realistically shaded head.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the way that Jump Force game was, where you're like, these are really well designed models, but goddamn, are you hard to look at?
Yeah,
type of thing.
Apparently, this is also going to be one of those like you make your own character that is then inserted into the entire story of Attack on Titan, and you get to make decisions and do stuff. I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm all Attack on Titan out, Michael. I have no more enthusiasm for this franchise. Like, I followed it all the way to the end. It started when I was like in my 30s, and now I'm in my late 40s.
Yeah, I first watched this show in 2009 or something like that.
Something
a long fucking time ago, and it didn't end until like what, last year or something like that.
Last year before, something like that.
And part of for people who don't know, part of the reason for that is that the mangaka who made this didn't accept help making the manga.
Right.
So he was slow to make it.
Yeah.
And it made this thing take way longer than anything else would have normally taken.
Yeah.
To the point where I lost interest of it pretty quickly.
I gotta tell you, man, the last chapter was fucking buck wild, but then they were like, it's Attack on Titan, the final chapter, and I was like, okay, and I was watching it. It got up to about episode 8, and they were like, okay, Core 1 is over, and I was like, what? It's called the final season. They're like, the final season part 2 will be back next year. And I was like, motherfuckers, you fucking fucks.
It was like half a year each between each part. And it was, what, 3 parts of it?
I don't even know.
It was ridiculous.
And this looks like a good game. Apparently, they've redone a lot of the fucking zipline bullshit that they use to make it feel better. As I watched this trailer, I got more and more used to the weird fucking faces, but it's still weird looking. But here's the weird part, Michael. December, really? They've decided December is the way to go.
Fascinating. I think it's because everybody's coming out before Grand Theft Auto 6 instead of after.
Yep.
So that's probably their best time to come out.
December 10th. Well, I don't know. Like, you think that people are? I guess people will be done by. There'll be some people that are done by Grand Theft Auto 6 by that point who want to play something else.
Well, and there's just anime nerds in general who don't care about Grand Theft Auto 6.
And I'm sure even though I'm sick of it, there's a bunch of people who are like, fucking Attack on Titan rules. I want to play it again.
They still exist. There's quite a few of them actually.
They make new Dragon Ball games and you buy them.
Yes.
So,
in fact, I bought its latest DLC not even that long ago.
Yep.
And I'll do it again.
Exactly. So fuck you. They put out the Mortal Shell 2 beta on consoles. So they put out a trailer for that. I actually downloaded it, played it again on consoles. I gotta say, I think that Mortal Shell 2 is like, it seems like a kind of a weird thing to say, but I think that Mortal Shell 2 is the successor to the Souls franchise. Not Elden Ring, but the Souls franchise.
Well, this is exactly what I meant when I came to the Beasts of Reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
That first game was not all that impressive.
Right.
Like, it was interesting because it wanted to be a Souls game.
Yeah.
But it didn't really have an identity yet. Mm-hmm. Whereas the second one, we played that beta and I was like, this is fucking rad.
Yep.
And I think this game just is shaping up to be the best Souls-like ever.
I mean, even like, or just in a year where FromSoft is not making a single-player Souls game of any kind, this looks like it's as good as, if not better than what there's something I would want. Like, I like playing this style of game. I like playing a dark fantasy action game with the mechanics of a Souls game, and this has a lot of that. And so, yeah. You didn't even get to this part during the fucking thing. You go up to the top of that tower that we got to at the end of the thing, and then you pick a point on the map you want to go to, and your guy dissolves into a skeleton and turns into a flaming comet that then falls down on the ground and reforms back into a person again.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. Also, I really want to know who this badonkadonk lady
the shell,
is. Yeah, so.
The ass shell, they call it.
Yep.
You can't sneak up on enemies because of the clapping of their ass cheeks.
Coming out August 20th. You get 72 hours early access if you pre-order it. Go play the beta. Check it out. You might like it.
It's really cool.
I really liked it. It was metal as shit. We got the release date for Crimson Moon. This is a game that we saw last at Games Fest that was kind of an online third-person medieval fantasy, kind of a lot like... Reminds me a lot of Godfall somehow.
I could see that.
Godfall mixed with Lords of the Fallen 1. If Godfall and Lords of the Fallen 1 had a baby and it was like multiplayer, kind of Soulsy, but also kind of cartoony and like character action style game.
It does look better than both of those games, though.
Yes, it does. It's also $20. So when they put the price in the trailer, they know where their bread is buttered.
Yeah, they're like, look, guys, we're not expecting you that much on this one, so just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
As long as enough of you buy this, it's gonna go well. And there's like a $30 deluxe edition, which isn't that much more.
Yeah. September 1st, $20. Okay, I could waste $20 on a Souls game. I mean, that's kind of where we're living at now. Is like, I understand why people are mad at Beast of Reincarnation for being like a full $60 video game, but I don't think anybody's going to be mad at fucking Crimson Moon for not being super good.
Yeah, they're like, hey, that wasn't too bad for $20.
Yeah, you give me something that's only moderately okay for $20. Michael, there's this game called Abathor. And then an announcement trailer for the Abathur Ultimate Edition that is also just a music video for some fucking nerd-ass version of Death Clock that I don't know who they are.
What the fuck?
And like they're just showing the game, which is a pixel-based side-scroller kind of action barbarian game. But then in the background, there's all these fucking Death Clock nerds that are superimposed over the gameplay singing this like operatic metal song. And it's kind of good, and also I kind of hate it, but...
Well, it's more because of just they seeing them in the background type of thing.
Yeah.
If it was just the game by itself, you'd probably be fine with it.
Yeah.
But
They're also just like, you know, there's a difference between like the people that look like a real band and then like people who look like they're your friends who have a band. And these guys definitely look like my friends that have a band.
Yeah, they look like when they're gonna message us on Facebook going, "Hey, we have a gig at the Nomad.
Right? Can you come? Can you come?
If you want to like show up and give us like $10, that'd be pretty cool."
On the other hand, the game kind of looks cool. Like
no, the game looks great actually.
Kind of like a side-scrolling kind of ActRaiser meets Golden Axe sort of thing with all this like pixel animation. Abathur. The song wasn't half bad though. It's just I didn't want to have to look at all these. These guys are.
That is the issue.
I don't want to look at all these guys.
Especially this one guy with his hair is like hair with a very. I can't tell if he's balding or if he cut it that way.
I don't know.
Which is what makes it awkward.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. If you want to know the name of the band or whatever, you can go watch the music video. But.
I'm sure they're lovely, but like it's like you said, they look like I would meet them on 6th Street playing outside.
Yeah. Anyway, that's coming at some point. Oh, is that a store link? Does it have a price? How much is Abathur? Abathur, $15, and no release date. Okay. Hey, I just got done talking about how
it might already be out because it just says add to cart.
Oh yeah, I guess it is out.
It would say pre-order if it wasn't out.
That's true. I guess it is out.
Yeah, and it's 4 players.
Yeah, there you go. We got the announcement trailer for a game called Beaten Path. This is a tactics RPG made by a little indie team. So it's kind of a Fire Emblem style thing. You got little anime people walking around doing the little story. It's it doesn't look as good as Fire Emblem, I'll be honest.
No, it's good. It's very basic backgrounds that are very square is the best way of putting it.
Yep. It's also on a hex grid as opposed to the kind of square grid that they have.
Literally unplayable. I'm just kidding. No, it looks fine. It's just, it's very much an indie title.
Yep.
Than it is anything else.
Yep. I mean, it looks like it's got customization and jobs and little items and equipment and stuff and a bunch of different characters and upgrades. So,
a lot of work clearly went into the designs and everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff here. It's just that clear that their background characters, or not characters, the backgrounds themselves are what they didn't have the most experience on.
Yeah. Coming in 2027, you can wish list it. Beaten Path. So, Michael, Mexican Ninja got an official release date. This is the one that's like a beat 'em up. This is not the one with the mariachi.
No, it's not.
This is the beat 'em up one that's like a weird fusion. This is like my ramen store, a weird fusion of Mexican Japanese stuff where you've got,
His design's also interesting.
You got the big mustache and the sombrero.
Yeah.
And the samurai sword.
He reminds me of the Ammo Bandito.
Oh, boy. August 20th, coming out everywhere. If you're into weird crossovers, take a look. I don't know. It could be good.
It could be good. It's just, it's got some stuff that weirds me out.
It's got some potentially problematic.
Depending on who's making it.
You remember when they announced that DLC for Mafia: The Old Country?
Oh yeah,
where they brought in that guy from the other thing, and they're like, man of honor. They put out a little 3-minute thing where they talked about everything that's in the game, and you'll never believe what's in the game, Michael. It's levels where you shoot guys, stealth sequences where you stab guys, and races.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's all what I expected. I was going to use the last one as a joke, but no, I forgot that was a thing in this game.
Yep. And it looks like there's a bunch of new stuff. There's some new guns. There's some new knives. There's some new charms. But, this just looks like more Mafia: The Old Country.
Which isn't a bad thing if you like that sort of thing.
Sure.
But
I actually ended up liking the game a fair amount. There's also, I guess there's some, missions where, you have to shoot from there's car combat. Like, you're in a car and the guy's trying to, run you off the road and you got to shoot him. But...
I'm always surprised that people like the Mafia series, and I don't mean that as I hate these games. I'm like, I've never met anyone who talks about them.
This one is a weird one though, because this one's actually pretty decent. It's just that Have you ever played the Order 1886 or 76 or whatever?
Yeah, 1886.
I'm not saying it's like a bad thing. You remember when you play games and there's just like there's too much time between when you get to do some action.
Yeah,
and that's what the problem I ended up having with Mafia was there was too much like, hey Paisano, drive me over to the next village. We're gonna talk for fucking 20 minutes, and I was like, I want to kill, I want to murder and destroy, motherfuckers.
That sounds a lot like the Red Dead Redemption 2 issue.
Yeah. And so I don't know, like it's fine, but it was weird because originally you couldn't even free roam. It was always just you're in an open world map, but you're just driving from hither to thither.
Yeah.
To thither.
You know what? Good for you guys getting more content.
August 14th. Well, that's the trap these days. Everybody sells the collector's edition that has the DLC included. I think you have to make it.
Yes.
I think you have to make something
before somebody sues you.
Yeah. Kusan City of Wolves came out last week. This is a Hotline Miami with cybernetic furries in a cyberpunk future. I think you might have seen this one before.
Yeah, you showed this to me a while back because the first thing you said is like, what if Hotline Miami was a furry game? I think is what you said.
Right. We did a Patreon of this with Bryce, and it's pretty fun. It's got that Hotline Miami vibe to it. I was actually realizing when we were playing it that like there aren't that many Hotline Miami ripoffs, and most of the ones that I played are pretty good, actually.
It's a hard thing to fuck up.
Yeah,
is the thing, and which is why I think people don't do it that often because it also is easy to fuck up at the same time.
Yeah.
I just think I'm just always happy when somebody finally does it though.
Yeah, there's a pretty involved storyline, and then there's kind of the action, and you've got a bunch of different upgrades that you can do. You got like a knife that you can throw that always comes back to you, and all the art is nice. It's all very nice. It's all very good looking.
Yeah, it's really well animated for what it's got going on in it.
Yep. And it's out now. So if you like Hotline Miami and or games about cybernetic panther men, go check it out. Let's see, I'm going to skip that one. We also had a game called Gunstoppable that launched on the PC. And Michael, this is one of those like fucking you're running at 1,000,000 miles an hour FPSs where you're like jumping through the air and rocket jumping and parkouring off of stuff.
Yeah.
And it all looks like I would be terrible at it because it seems to have a level of precision necessary that I am not able to do.
Well, it looks like if you were really into Mirror's Edge, but you also were really good at the gun parts, that you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Because that's what it reminds me of the most.
There was a game, I don't know if you or I played it, where you played as a lady with one arm.
No, we tried that one.
That's what it reminds me the most of.
Yeah, that's another one that
really fast, really frenetic kind of gameplay, kind of like Hotline Miami, where you're probably just going to be giving it a shot. But
it's also kind of like looks like a knockoff Spartan.
Yeah, a little bit,
which I think is kind of funny.
A little bit. We also got, if you like FPSs, we got the launch trailer for a game called It Consumes. It's an interesting idea. It's an arena shooter where you've got kind of big waves of people that are coming at you, but it's in the dark.
Oh.
And so sometimes when you shoot, it'll light up places, but the idea being that, like, well, what if Serious Sam took place in a completely dark room in the middle of the night? Which is an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Like you have like kind of a radar that you can use. You can kind of light up certain areas with different powers.
You can like fire just in general directions to see if you hit something.
Right. Which is an interesting idea. I don't know if it looks fun, but it looks interesting.
It looks like a game that you have to play in a room where you don't have light trickling in.
Yeah, that's true.
Not trickling. It was
trickling.
Trickling. Yes, trickling in.
It's late in the podcast, people.
Tricks are what a whore does for money.
We got a game called
candy.
500 Finger Fillet. This is another one of those. What's that slot machine game called? Clover Pit.
Oh yeah.
Or like where you're playing, like you have to do 500 5-finger fillets, but then there's like upgrades. You can put on like rings, and there's like you have a blood meter, so just missing doesn't instantly fail, and it's all also super low res and in a weird spooky room full of garbage and trash.
There's like a bear head looking at you.
Yeah. Which is interesting. An interesting idea. There's a demo out for it now on Steam. I think this is like the third or fourth one of these that I've seen. I feel like there's a lot of this kind of game coming out.
Well, because people really like these weird horrific, weird shit.
Yeah.
And they just keep selling, and people keep streaming them.
Yep.
And so I think that's really what sells these the most.
There's a
It reminds me of the Five Nights thing where there was a bunch of like kind of clones of that
right
for a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see. We got No Return Address, which is a game about working at a fulfillment warehouse. And I think it's an anomaly game where you have to check packages to make sure that they don't have weird shit in them.
Oh, I see.
And that it's got a bunch of spookiness to it. I don't know. It seemed interesting. I played one other game that was a spooky game in a fulfillment center, and I liked the idea, but it wasn't a very good game. And so I'm hoping that this has a better execution.
That is the thing that's hard about these sorts of games, is that sometimes the idea sounds cool and then you play it and it doesn't pan out. Like that zoo game was a good example of that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great idea. That
really
was just
interested in that.
Real bad game.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a game called Static Hour where you basically work. It's like you work at like a news station and you have to, like, people will call with tips and you've got to investigate them and do research and kind of figure out whether people are trying to feed you like misinformation. You got to decide on what's going to be reported on and like what effect it'll have on society. I watched this and I was like, I'd rather play this than watch that fucking Disclosure Day movie again. Because it's got a real like kind of lo-fi retro vibe to it. It's like a 1970s style. You got to call people up on the phone and talk to them. So
okay,
maybe a horror game for millennials. But sorry.
He's not wrong though.
Mr. Trippy is a game where you play as a guy that runs an ice cream truck.
Oh.
But you also put drugs in the ice cream.
Oh, well, that explains the name.
If people want it. So it shows in the beginning just like normal, but then you can also totally just like throw a joint into the soft serve or like put a bunch of pills on an ice cream cone or whatever.
And it's based on like their specific requests, it seems.
Yeah. And it seems like another one of these kind of Schedule 1 drug dealer simulator type of things where you got to launder the money and you can expand and you can do upgrades and stuff like that.
I do like the premise a little more with this, though, since it is like a different type of drug idea.
Yeah. Yep. If you also want another kind of job game, there's a game called Sheepsters. This is obviously like a friend slot game where it's like you and a bunch of people that are trying to herd a bunch of suicidal sheep in one direction, and you can pick them up. But the big thing is it seems like you're going to have like a megaphone, and if you yell at them, they'll kind of go away from the megaphone, so you're kind of trying to border collie them
I see.
in the right direction.
I love the little guys that you yourself play. They're these like little short, almost
like weird rednecks.
Yeah. Redneck Scottishy looking guys.
Yeah. There's like they show a part where they're trying to get them through a minefield, or there's like a tornado. So
geez.
It seems like a fun one. I like the friend slop. So
it's a fun premise too.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of chaos. There's also a bunch of weird. The sheep are all really weird looking. They've got like hats on and weird hairstyles and stuff.
I like that a lot.
Yep.
Like that the black sheep sometimes has like an earring.
Yeah. Sheepsters.
He looks like it would be in the ska.
Oh, yeah. And then last but not least, we got a launch trailer for Big Walk. For anybody who doesn't know, Big Walk is the latest high-ranked game out there. I think it kind of won last week as far as scores go.
Yeah.
It's a game from House that made entitled Goose Game. It's kind of like Friend Slot, but I'm pretty sure this went into development before that was even a genre, where it's you and a bunch of people and you're walking around trying to solve a variety of puzzles that require input from more than one person at a time.
It's hard to tell because I don't know when this started development, because Lethal Company is a lot farther back than I remember it being.
Yeah. Well, it also seems like it's not Lethal Company. It's also not Friend Slop in the way of like the gameplay loop of trying to
do one specific thing.
Get enough to go on. It's more like multiplayer The Witness or something.
Yeah, because there's a lot more going on in this than the normal ones do.
Yeah. And it's got good, great reviews across the board. It's also on PS Plus. So, I'm trying to, like, the reason you haven't seen it on RageSelect yet is I'm trying to get, I don't want to just do it with one other person. I want to do it with, like, 3 other people or 4 other people. And that requires a little bit more wrangling because all of us have lives.
It is more difficult now than it's ever been.
Yep. Okay. let's see about finishing up. We got our Xbox Game Pass for August lineup. Heretic and Hexen is out now. Beast of Reincarnation is out now. The Gears of War E-Day open beta should still be going on by the time you hear this.
Oh, okay.
A game called Monsters Are Coming. I don't if that's
it sounds familiar.
Sexual thing or that's Rock and Road. That's the one where you play the giant rolling castle.
Oh, okay. I know that one then.
So there's that. Power Wash Simulator 2. Bounty Star, which is that weird one with the that's the Legend of Graveyard Clem.
Oh yeah,
with the mech, the kind of mech. Date Everything is on the 11th. Mio Memories in Orbit, we played that on the 13th. Seemed like everybody liked that game, but it was real slow for us.
That usually is what happens with those things. Yeah.
Sandistry, not sure what that is. Egging On is that. Yep, it's that like physics game where you play as an egg trying to get to the top of stuff.
Okay.
Grounded 2 on the 11th. Ball Pit on the 12th. Great. And Cricket 26. There's a lot of good indie games in there. Like,
yeah. Which one was Sandistry? Did we end up looking at what that was? It's a game preview, so it's not even. It's only on PC. It looks like.
Yeah, it's some kind of like physics sand. I don't even know.
I don't really know what this hell is.
That's weird. It's obviously like you're trying to move dirt in a direction or something. But
I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, worth looking at the moment.
Ball Pit. Play Ball Pit. Ball Pit fucking rules. You guys need to play more Ball Pit.
Yeah, it's Ball X Pit is the title. Yep. If you guys are curious.
And also, I heard Date Everything was great. I just never. It came out in a time where I didn't have time to play it.
Yeah.
John and I played Bounty Star for a Patreon video. That's great. Power Wash Simulator 2, that Star Wars DLC came out.
Yeah, I saw videos of somebody just starting on that. They're like, wow, this is going to take me all day.
And hey, you know what? If you're on the fence with Beast of Reincarnation, get a month of Game Pass.
Yes, it is on there currently.
There's not I'm not trying to push this, but like there's not a lot of AAA stuff on here, but there are some legitimately good ass games in here. So,
oh yeah, 100%.
Yep. Fortnite, there's been some leaks for the next Fortnite chapter, and people think it's going to be called Override, and that it's going to be, I think I talked about this before, specifically, it leaked and then Fortnite put it up as a thing. It's going to be specifically gaming focused.
Interesting.
In fact, there's a headline that I keep seeing where they're putting, oh shit, what is that Sekiro game that's coming out for the PS5 that's a Chinese one that's like the, you know what I'm talking about?
I do, but I don't. The problem is that's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is going to bother me. There's too many of them now.
It's not Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. It's, no. Shit. They put the main character of that in there. Like,
yeah, the problem is I don't know. Is it Nakaru?
No, Naraka Blade Point is a different game.
Oh, okay, that's a different game.
Yeah, I don't remember. I saw it on a headline somewhere, but I don't remember where.
Yeah,
but
don't come after us. We don't know. We don't know these things.
Yep. So yeah, Power World announced an MMO, but like a phone one.
Okay,
so
that makes more sense. Yeah.
There's a Singapore-based developer called Garena that is making a game, an MMO version of Power World for Android and iOS. It's supposed to be coming out later this year.
Oh,
that's 4 months.
For people who don't know, one of the reasons they do this mostly for mobile is because the Asian countries love playing stuff on their phones.
I'm sure it'll be a big hit. I'm sure Power World on a mobile version would be great.
It's going to be great, especially since Pokemon won't fucking do a game like that.
Yep. Thimbleweed Part 2 was announced.
Oh.
So if you like Ron Gilbert, I think this was the last really good thing that Ron Gilbert put out was Thimbleweed Park.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, too.
Boulder and Scully. Yeah, I think Grant and I played it on the dojo.
Shit, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Because I remember doing the intro where I put myself in the game. I spent a whole weekend making a little pixelated Jeff to put inside the game. But anyway, Thimbleweed Park 1 got nothing but good reviews, kind of a Mulder and Scully meet Maniac Mansion type of thing.
Yeah.
And everybody loved it. So they've started working on the second one. Super Mario Sunshine is coming out on the Switch too via the N64
The GameCube thing, yeah.
compatibility.
I'm shocked, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely shocked.
Well, I don't know. They like to pretend that Super Mario Sunshine doesn't exist, so I'm not completely.
Well, it's also because Luigi's Mansion was on there, and so the next thing that made sense was probably this. Yeah,
That's true.
And also, yeah, they do like to pretend this game doesn't exist a lot of times.
Also, Minecraft is going to be on the Switch 2. Right now, you can play Minecraft as a backwards compatibility, but they're putting out a Switch 2 version that has the enhanced lighting and upgrades. And there's going to be an upgrade path, unlike a lot of Switch 2 games where you have to buy the whole thing over again.
That's good for them.
Yep, it's coming on October 27th.
I know my niece plays it on her Switch, so
I'm sure it'll look a lot better on the Switch 2. They have this like weird, like ray traced version of Minecraft that makes it look a lot more nice. You remember when we first heard about ray tracing? It was like in Minecraft.
Yeah, the first time you ever showed me an actual like, oh my god, this is what ray tracing is capable of.
Right,
was with Minecraft, and it was fucking mind blowing.
Yeah. There's probably going to be some kind of new version of Amnesia: The Dark Descent this year.
Do I get a gun?
I don't know. It's unclear.
I doubt it, but yeah.
It was just in. It was earnings calls last week. So Frictional had an earnings call, and buried deep in there was like, yes, we're putting out, because they're working on that one from the Soma team that's like on the space station with the weird like half a head.
Yeah.
But they're putting out something that is called Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Not Amnesia, but Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Whether that is a re-release or a remaster or whatever, something coming out this year from that.
Not a bad idea, depending on what it is. So
Ontos is what the name of that other game is. Ontos. But, let's see. Crimson Moon? Wait, no. We did that.
Yeah, we just looked that one over,
yeah. Speaking of Beast of Reincarnation, Game Freak is planning a series of updates. We've begun we're going to try to fix this so that you guys like it better thing. One of the things that you may or may not know, Michael, are the teeny tiny subtitles.
Oh, shit.
Little subtitles. So they're going to be looking at doing updates to adjust the camera, adjust the text size. This one just says story pacing improvements.
That's not a good sign.
When you start the game, by default, it asks you what you want the cutscenes to be, cinematic or performance. And if you say cinematic, it downsamples them to 24 frames per second, which makes them look really juddery in a game.
That's
and
unfortunate.
then other bug fixes. So I think they're going to try. We'll see. I don't know.
I feel like this game needed more time.
Probably. There's going to be a Kickstarter for Baba Is You, a Baba Is You board game, as well as a Party House, which was a game from that UFO 50 collection that came out. I think it was like 2 years
I remember
ago.
that thing.
Yep.
I think it was awesome.
Yep. They're both having a Kickstarter that starts on September 15th.
Good for them.
Apparently, the Baba Is You is like, the goal of the game is to make a thing on the board that says like is you equal is win. I'm like, I'm interested to see how Baba Is You the board game works, because that's a weird game.
That's a very interesting one to pull off.
All right, here's a couple of fun things. Some crazy motherfucker went in and restored Daddy Nier to Nier Replicant. So Nier Replicant came out, for anybody who doesn't know, in the West. Nier Replicant, when it was put out on the Xbox 360, on the 360 version, had an old gruff daddy who was trying to save his daughter. On the PS3 and in Japan, it was a brother that was trying to save his sister.
Because they thought that American audiences wouldn't like a small person,
a
little Twinkie brother,
Japanese.
They thought we would be more inclined to be a big buff daddy friend who was helping their daughter instead.
So some motherfucker out there literally went back in and put him in the game, in the cutscenes, restored the voice lines from the previous version.
Oh, wow.
Put in alternate costumes, like whole 9 yards, top to bottom, which is kind of crazy.
I kind of love that.
Kind of crazy.
Because that was I like telling this to people and they think I'm a crazy person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't get into Nier until Nier Automata,
right?
And not knowing there's another Nier game.
Yep.
And explaining that to them is very funny.
I actually really liked that Nier game. I liked that Nier Replicant when it came out.
No, it wasn't bad.
But yeah, total conversion a mod. So there you go. Oh yeah, there was a part in the game where you played as the alternate, protagonist.
Oh yeah,
in some kind of like weird thing. I don't remember. I remember when I played Replicant when they put out the remake, and I was like, wow, this is a crazy story. And now, for the life of me, I cannot fucking remember what happened in that story.
I can't either, to be honest.
But if your RPG tastes are Western, you might like the idea that Baldur's Gate 3 now has cross-play on the Xbox, play anywhere.
Oh, nice.
So you can play it, if you buy it on the Xbox, you can play it on the PC. You can also play it on the phone, streaming through the xCloud. Also, it's just worth pointing out, Baldur's Gate 3 is 30% off right now. So if you haven't, and it's never on sale.
It's rare. It happens, but it's pretty rare. Like I think it's on sale at the moment because of the PlayStation Summer thing, but that's supposed to end too pretty soon.
It's also their 3rd anniversary.
Yeah.
So
like I got it the one other time it was on sale on the PlayStation.
Yeah. Yep. So if you want, that's a good one. We also got the yearly Baldur's Gate 3 stats. I don't know if you remember when we put out the stats, right?
Yeah.
So they had some interesting stats: 500 million mod downloads, 13,000 mod uploads, story NPCs that died the most. This one, though, was my redemption. So I don't know if you know this, Michael, but in Baldur's Gate 3, there is a bard named Alfira. She's this little like tiefling lady, and she shows up in your camp. She's like, I'm Alfira. I want to just hang out with you guys. You guys seem super cool. Super cool. All right, there's a little bit of a spoiler, but you guys, Baldur's Gate 3 has been out for fucking 3 years, okay?
Yeah.
When you play as the Dark Urge character, Alfira is the first to die.
Really?
So the minute you sleep, you wake up, and she has been brutally murdered by you.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this,
right? And the thing is that you could choose to just tell your whole party, you're like, yeah, I did that. I don't know why. They're like, why did you do that? I don't fucking know. I went to sleep. I woke up. She was dead with my sword in her. But if you look at this graph, this is percentage of kills from Dark Urge players. So this is the percentage of people of times these characters were killed by the Dark Urge. And for Alfira, it's 48%. There is no way to not kill Alfira when you play as a Dark Urge. But what that means is that 52% of the death of this character were done by people who had a choice.
Yeah.
and were able.
They just went for it.
And I don't know what the fuck she ever did, because she was in my camp for all of 4 hours before she was fucking dead on the ground. So
that's hilarious.
So yeah,
they're just like, here I go killing again. They said,
I guess, yeah. They put out a thing saying more non-Dark Urge players have managed to murder Alfira than Dark Urge players. Spawn a Bale or not, maybe it's time to stop pointing fingers. They also showed that like there's a bunch of things about like just kind of epic weapons that people used, but there's also a pair of joke weapons that you find in one level. One is a rock that has the word Nutbuster written on it, and one is the Rusty Poo Scraper, which is like a really dirty knife. And apparently 2 people use the Nutbuster in actual combat, and 4 people use the Poo Scraper in combat.
That's incredible.
Not just the Poo Scraper in combat, but all the way through Act 3
of
the game. So
good for you, crazy bastards.
Yep. Yeah, there's some more stuff in here that's kind of interesting. There was one where, so with 560 plus manual saves were made by a handful of players in a single playthrough.
Oh my goodness.
And 14,000 plus quick saves were made by an even smaller number of people, and they're just like, are you doing okay? Are you okay?
My girlfriend's one of those people. So you're being like, I'd get you the quick save. I'm like, you're just saying yes or no.
5% of players had over 2,000 camp supplies in their inventory when they finally took a long rest.
Oh my god.
When they finally took one long rest. Like,
fuck, man.
And 1% of players were apparently stocking up for winter with over 4,000 camp supplies tucked away in their inventories. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
This is crazy, Michael. 114 people decided to play this game in a 1-by-1 aspect ratio.
How?
Okay, but that's not even the weird one. I've got my hand over the weird one. 9,008 people played it in 9:16, not 16:9, 9:16 vertical widescreen.
What the fuck?
How?
Yeah.
Why? But how?
That just means they put their monitor sideways the whole time.
I could do that with my own monitor, but like, why?
But they played it just like that the whole way.
But why?
I don't understand.
It's not like you can see further.
No.
In 9:16.
What?
Well, I guess if you're playing from top down, if you've only played it top down, like you're playing a D&D game, then you could see more of the map, like you and the enemy. But like, that's fucking weird,
That's
man.
stupid. No, that's very dumb.
That's fucking weird.
You guys are weird. I don't like you people.
So they said kind of
scare
weird,
me.
but not judging. And then last but not least,
I'm judging.
Baldur's Gate 3 had a live stream for their 3-year anniversary. And when they got to the one place where you have the sex scene in hell, even though they put a big D20 over it, YouTube just fucking turned their stream off for having too much movie nudity and sex.
Oh, well, that's hilarious.
And this scene, I don't know if you got this far in Baldur's Gate 3, but this is very explicit fucking.
Yes.
Like a lot of the other stuff is implied, and this is like, nah, you can see exactly what's happening. So
that's hilarious.
But God. This happened very early on. TikTok banned it because of the bear fucking thing, and so they put up a thing on their website that does the TikTok that also has YouTube crossed out on it. So
that's fucking hilarious. Live violation.
Yep.
Those poor bastards.
And that's our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't as much bad news as there has been in previous weeks.
No, the most bad news was EA. Hilariously enough, it turned out just EA being EA, but under new management.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance that Asha Sharma is going to make them put a drive in Helix. I have
a good feeling that it's possible. The problem is with how things are going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to go based on purely when the announcement finally happens.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah.
Anyway, Michael, we're going to be finding way over here helping me look at Baldur's Gate 3 statistics because that's what we did this whole time.
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie television reviews. I didn't watch this movie, but apparently the movie One Night Only or whatever it's called is the worst movie that most of them have seen this year.
What is that?
It's a movie where it's like The Purge, but it's for sex, where there's only one night where people can have premarital sex.
That's every night.
That's the plot of the movie, and it's
what happens if you have premarital sex not on that night?
I guess they get arrested. I don't really know, but that's apparently the plot, and apparently it's the worst movie anybody has seen this year.
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty bad, apparently, like really bad.
Okay.
So to go ahead and listen to them just squirm. Because they didn't even try to like sugarcoat it. They were like, we were uncomfortable in that movie. It was real bad.
All right.
You can also find them on YouTube under Superman Maniacs. It's a Superman podcast I sometimes do.
All right.
But yeah, don't watch that movie. Just don't do it.
And don't watch Disclosure Day. Come on, just don't do it. It doesn't need any more money. Patreon.com/RageSelect, where you go if you want to yell at me about how you like Disclosure Day and it's the best movie you've ever seen. Also, everybody's fucking talking about Spider-Man on the Discord, so y'all should go in there and talk about Spider-Man. Because everybody seems to like it. Everybody seems to like it. I haven't run into anybody yet who doesn't like it, so I don't know. But you'll never get me to leave the house and go to a movie theater. Not for nothing. Nothing. I mean, outside of anime movies. Yeah, I know. Anyway, bye.